Hey, everybody, give me 1 second. I'm having an audio issue, so just give me 1 second. I gotta grab something and see if I can fix this audio issue. Hold on. Okay, I think I fixed it. I didn't even have to go get that thing. It stopped, and then I could hear it, and it beeped. Although I do think that I need to reset my phone because my text messages are not sending, and I just realized that just now. I literally went to go send Jesse a text, and it's not. I just realized the last one didn't send, and they're still sending, not sent. What? Hey, girl. Hey. Hey, girl. Hey. So, as most of you probably already know, the Reed hearing was postponed for the civil trial today. Unfortunately, I don't know why. We didn't really get a straight answer on why it was postponed. It just was, unfortunately. Most of you probably watched my conspiracy car drive yesterday. It wasn't very long, and I wasn't feeling great, so I went to the doctors, and I'm still not up to tip-top shape. I'll tell you that much, unfortunately. But I am here nonetheless. I feel better than I did yesterday. I can tell you that much. And I just await blood work, I guess. Once again, story of my life. But I can say for all of you out there that have similar medical issues, whether it's autoimmune or chronic pain or one of the other hundreds of things I have wrong with my body at this point. Quick story is I didn't have any of these health problems. I had one health problem, and it was one that I had since birth. I've had a liver issue since I was born. I was in the hospital extra couple months when I was a baby because of it, just going like that. So that's the only issue I've ever had just already. I didn't have any health issues until after I had COVID the first time, and then before the vaccine existed. So there's a thing where if you're hurt by the vaccine or it causes some sort of adverse effects on you, which it could to some, for instance, my daughter can't have live vaccines. So live vaccines she cannot have because of her disease. So it's intermedical violence stuff, but you can have certain reactions to certain things that are in vaccines. And with the COVID vaccine, there's a fund for people who are hurt by, things that adverse effects from the vaccine. I don't fall into that category, unfortunately, because I got these issues after I had COVID, but I had COVID right away, right as patient X was being reported on the news, right after that I had it. And so it was before the vaccine ever existed for the public. So unfortunately, I have what they call long haul COVID. So all of these health issues that I did not have previously sort of started popping up in various symptoms, all sorts of various symptoms. A lot of people get inflammation of their lungs, and their lung capacity is never the same. Some people get chronic pain, autoimmune diseases, all sorts of gallbladder issues, which I've had, heart issues, which I've had, inflammation of the muscles of my heart, myocarditis. There's a fund. Yeah. That's weird. Exempt from lawsuits. That doesn't make sense to me. You shouldn't be exempt. Why would you be exempt from being sued if there was something in there that shouldn't be, or that hurt someone? That just doesn't make sense to me. If any other manufacturer of any other kind of drug, killed someone in some way, they'd be able to sue. I don't exempt from being sued. It's just that don't make no sense to me. But as we know, the government wants to do what the government wants to do, and they can totally do whatever they want. It's legal. They will totally turn around and tell you it's not. Oh, they can do it, but you cannot. That's the way our government works. And those are the types of things that we need to work together to fix. And it's similar to the stuff with people figuring out who the fuck Aiden is. You have to come together to fix that problem. right? Like that's an issue that people have to come together to fix. How do you fix something if no one's willing to do or say anything? Or if people are willing to just ignore it? You really can't. Yeah, that's the government's exempt from pretty much everything on planet Earth, unfortunately. But so I was going to do the hearing, and then, well, the hearing was postponed. So I was like, all right, fuck, guess we're not doing that. Like, we're not doing that. But there are a couple things to talk about today. I got a couple messages this morning. Wait a second, hold on. Hold the fuck up. God, I feel like it's just a, interesting, constant, nonsensical crap. So here's the thing. I got text messages this morning. Again, the mornings are tough for me on the weekdays. I got kids I got to put on the bus and all that stuff. And I'm feeling great, obviously. And my husband obviously helped out this morning because he's home today on his day off. And I'm getting text messages from people, a bunch of people. And they're like, tell me how Jess is on her show right now, complaining about how poor she is, that she hasn't been able to afford to fix her dishwasher in 5 years. Not quite. No. Hey, Space Coast. 74 degrees, geez. I wonder how much it is to rent a place up near you, Space Coast, for like 5 days. Like, I wonder how much it costs nowadays. I think the last time I was in Florida was 3 years ago. And it was like, for the week, it was like 700 in the Airbnb or something like that. It wasn't bad. It was like right across the street from a beach in not Cape Canaveral, but something Canaveral. You could see where they launched the rockets from, but it wasn't Cape Canaveral. It was something else Canaveral. But it was right next to it, basically. Nonetheless, I wonder how much it is nowadays. So anyway, back to the thing, right? So I don't have any, but I can ask. I can also ask about that in a second. So yeah, people are like, she's complaining that she can't fix her dishwasher, right? Hasn't been able to fix her dishwasher in 5 years. Listen, okay? Port Canaveral. Thank you. Yes, Port Canaveral. That's exactly what it is. It was Port Canaveral. Place that we rented was really nice too. Port Canaveral. Thank you. Yes, it's exactly the place. I knew it was Canaveral, and I knew it was right next to Cape Canaveral, but I couldn't think of it. But yes, Port Canaveral. It was actually a nice little neighborhood, a little beach across the street. It was really nice. So basically, like, I'm getting these messages from people, and my automatic mind goes to like, hold on. She's complaining about a dishwasher and not being able to fix it in 5 years. First of all, I wash my dishes by hand. Okay? I don't have a dishwasher either. Shocker, right? Secondly, as far as I understand, doesn't she live with her mother? Like, hold the fuck up. Doesn't her mother own the home? Like, I mean, to be fair, I spend on my coffee too. It's the only thing in life that I ask for that gives me a smidgen of joy. I don't buy myself anything. I don't buy myself clothes. I don't go anywhere unnecessarily or anything like that. So I'm not going to hate on her for coffee, although I do think if you're getting more than one a day, it's a little excessive. You could make the second one from home. I only get one, every morning. But also, I have chronic fatigue syndrome, POTS, things of that nature. I need like the energy anyway. And I do make some from home. I make my second or third ones from home, but I'm not a huge like hot coffee drinker. I'll do it sometimes, but more like the cold coffee. I feel like it packs a better punch of waking me up and making me feel like I have more energy. But nonetheless, like, yes, you could have not done that. Or here's the thing. I'm sorry, but no one's going to sit here to me and cry poor because just the clips alone that I get that people send me, it's super chat, super chat, super chat, super chat. So like unboxing, super chat, super chat. Listen, okay, if you're complaining about not being able to fix a dishwasher in 5 years, that you're so poor, but in the same breath, apparently, I was just told right before I started the show that she's also now crying that she made so much money in December, that it's so amazing. Okay, use the money then. Don't use that fucking money then. Like, what? You can't on one hand say, like, what would these people actually do if they really were poor? Like me, like you didn't have a car and like you had to pay, whether it was going like Uber or Lyft. You had to pay to go do your laundry at the laundromat, and you also had to pay to get there, right? Like, what would you do if you were actually poor? If all of your money that came in went right back out to medical expenses, rent, utilities, groceries, like everything you made went right back out into all those things. And then you don't even have cable. You have basic necessities over here, right? I don't have a dishwasher. Like, what would these people actually do? Like, do we not forget her, like, announcing to the world that Nan gave her a large chunk of change? I don't know how much, right? And I'm just going to only assume that it was a generous donation. That's what Jess called it, to start her studio. Well, here's an idea. You didn't need a fucking studio. You could have done it in your closet like you did right now, right? I use the corner of a room. The other part of this room, the kids use to play games and stuff. As you can see, there's like a table over here. It's like a box of, like, the kids were, there's this box that Ashley brought me of, like, all sorts of crafts, and the kids opened it yesterday. As you can see, like, half of this room, more than half of this room, I use this corner. My desk is L-shaped, so we're in a corner, to stream my show, right? Like, for the love of God, right? Like, I can't. Like, to see, why go to a casino if you can't afford it? Like, I'm sorry, but you will not see me at a casino. I can't fucking afford it, right? Like, can't fucking afford it, you know? Like, my husband recently was picked to be on, like, a team for, like, basically, like, the best from, like, all these different teams to play in Florida. And, like, most of it is sponsored except how you get there. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta get there and you gotta pay for, like, your own food and stuff. And so it's like, how you can't do it if you don't have the fucking money, right? It would be nice, but like you can't do it. We can't afford it. Like, you know, like they sell raffle tickets and stuff. And so he's, you know, for the team as a whole, and he's still trying to do that. So like, hopefully they can come up with some or most of it. But like, what, make it make sense. Oh, so a bestie sent her there for a free trip. And they didn't send her with any money to go there. That doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, when people are buying you nights in hotels and places to go and things like that, like, you're not fucking poor, right? Let's be real here, okay? Like, anybody just watching the show alone can see how much money you're bringing in, and that's not counting anything you get privately. Like, anything I get privately, unless someone's like, please don't say this out loud, like, which is very, very rare, I always do, right? Every penny that comes and goes, you guys know about, right? Like, so it really irks me, because what would these people do if they really were fucking poor? Like, actual poor, like really struggling, like most of us do. I mean, get the actual fuck out of here, bro. Listen, the shit irks me to my core. Now, mind you, the audacity of her to say that poor people have it easier than the middle class. The working poor don't get help. Let me throw that out there. You, quote, make too much when you're working a regular 40-hour-a-week or more job to get any benefits at all. You make too much. You're over the limit. You have to be literally almost nothing to get any help. So I find that to be fucking hilarious. Please point me to where that help exists, Jessica, since you seem to know where it all exists. You know what I mean? Most poor people aren't poor enough for benefits. That's completely, that's crap. That's fuck, like, people, I cannot get benefits because I, quote, my husband works. Our family is a working family. So because we work, right, it doesn't matter how little I bring in, it's too much to get any benefits or help. So for someone like that to be claiming she's so poor she can't afford to fix her thing, like, okay, you had multiple sponsors for that studio. So if you have sponsors, that means sponsors are paying you money, right? What happened to all the appearance fees you charge people to be on their show, which is just fucking amazing to me. I would never pay somebody to be on my show. Nobody, what? What? An appearance fee as a guest? What fucking world do you live in? Absolutely not. Like, absolutely fucking not. You know, I mean, I don't get it, Christy. It makes my heart ache for people like me who are literally trying to like just make it day by day at this point, like day by day, you know, like this week's grocery budget isn't enough to cover the week. So what do? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's real poor, right? Like, if I lived in my mother's house, I'm pretty sure that my mother would be like kicking in for some of that. No? Like, is she paying for anything in the house that's hers? I'm just wondering, right? Like, I can't. I literally fucking can't. It makes my blood boil. What did she do with all that money that Nan gave her to start the thing? She could have fixed her dishwasher with that. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. I don't think she does know what it's like to live in the fucking real world. I've been on my own since I was 17. I really find it funny that people like Jimmy and Will want to shit on everyone else. Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. It really does. Like, you two live in your mother's basements. I haven't lived at home since I was 17. Why do you live in your mother's basements? Probably because you can't afford to live on your own. I get it, bro. It's expensive. I fucking get it. I get it. She bought two $250 chairs with Dan's money, she said. Well, that was an amazing waste of money. Amazing waste of money, actually. You needed two $250 chairs for a streaming show. All you need is a computer chair, all right? You don't need to look like Oprah back here, all right? A couple little things that you might like or pop out in color. You do not need to look like fucking Oprah because we're not Oprah. We don't have Oprah money, okay? You don't have fucking Oprah money. It's not a thing. Like, I don't understand. Like, that, what an epic waste of $500 if that's how much Dan gave her. Two $250 chairs. The fact these people can't be grateful for what they have and they epically waste money like that is fucking, and then cry poor, I can't fix my dishwasher. Like, there's a place literally right, probably 20 minutes from where she lives. It's just Somerset, so the place is in Fall River, that sells like stuff like dishwashers that might have like a dent in the side of it or something, like for brand new, but just like have like a nick or a dent, like for probably less than it would cost to fix a fucking thing. You know what I mean? Like, living in the real world on your fucking own, like, shit costs money. Shit costs money. Okay? I don't get it. Teachers make too much money? Like, what? Listen, teachers don't make too much money. They don't make enough money. They come out of pocket to pay for things. They come out of pocket. Okay, that's my point. Like, if the mother is living there, I would assume, right? Is she not kicking in for anything? She's not paying for anything? It's her house, no? Like, I don't get it. I don't. Chairs? Like, oh, for fuck's sake, I can't. Oh yeah, Aiden. Yeah, he lives in a rented room shared with an old lady. And so I love when what do you mean? He criticized me the entire time he lived there, which is so funny to me. Like, bro, I live on my own. I've been on my own since I was 17 years old. So the fact that he wants to criticize anybody for anywhere they live is fucking amazing to me. We're talking, yeah, she said the studio space was free, right? But she had sponsors, and those sponsors are usually paying money. Otherwise, they're not sponsors, right? They're paying money to your show for you to mention that they are sponsors, right? So they're giving you money. Then Nan gave a chunk of change. All she said was a generous donation to start it, right? Then you have money coming in from your bunny bestie, whatever the fuck you want to call them, right? So how are you too poor to fix your dishwasher? I want to know what these people would do if they were really poor. I really do. I really want to fucking know what they would do if they were in my position. Oh my God, it makes me want to hit the ceiling. I'm not sure yet. I'm waiting for a word on that, Leah. And as soon as I get it, you will have it, my friend. As soon as I find out, you'll find out. I don't know why yet. I've been looking into that before I came on here with you guys to find out why was it postponed. My hair is just like not cooperating today. Not that it ever cooperates, you know. Dan gave 500. Is that what Jess said? 500. I mean, here's the thing: be grateful for what you get. Not everybody gets it. You know, right? Lists and budgets. I'm old school like you. Like write the list like by hand. Like I can't type it. I gotta like write it down by hand. You know, like it. For me, it's like, listen, I would never criticize someone for their coffee. Here we can be called the jackrabbits. I told you lately that I love you. I know I usually tell you like mostly daily and at least weekly, but just let me reiterate that I love you and I needed that laugh. I did. I've had a really shitty last 2 days with like my health and whatever. So I needed that. Listen, I would never criticize someone for their coffee because, hello, okay, I have to have my coffee too. But it's the only one thing I ever get for myself. You know what I mean? Like I don't spend money on clothes. I don't spend money on shoes. I don't buy myself anything. Like everything goes to the household. Like so, the one thing I need to keep me sane, you know, sane is my coffee, right? I only get one. I also don't order multiple coffees a day. I get one coffee for myself. That's it. If I want to make a second or a third, that comes from home and I put it in the fridge with ice. But, you know, well, I definitely don't have a mink code. If I did, I would probably sell it at this point, right? Like, I would never, I'm $500 on chair, not in a lifetime, bro. You know what I would do? I would go straight to BJ's or what used to be Big Lots, because that Big Lots used to and get two of probably the same exact chairs that she got for $100 or $200, or you go thrifting and you can probably find two really nice looking ones for less than $100. Like there were multiple ways not to waste $500, bro. Like on two fucking chairs. Like, are we? I can't. I don't even know if I can do deep breaths at this point because I want to know what these people would. I love Big Lots. Listen, girl, listen. When they close Big Lots, because there's none in my area anymore, like they close other ones everywhere, I want to cry. Like, what do you mean? They had like solid furniture, you know, like solid stuff, you know, solid stuff there. Yeah, you know, like, listen, your backdrop doesn't need to look like Oprah, you know, and like you don't need a mink. Oh, this is a mink. Okay, great. Well, how much fucking money do you waste, bro? Fuck. Like, oh my God. Imagine. Peter said you can't own this mink. I can't stand you. I mean, yeah, why would you need two anyway? You got to sit in one here. Like, I don't get it. It just doesn't, I don't get it. I just don't. And if, you're not using them, right? Like you're not even in the studio anymore. It's like, listen, most people don't start with a studio either, right? Most people don't start. You aren't Martin Luther. Yeah, definitely not. You know? And Ollie's, they had an Ollie's in Rhode Island when I lived there, and it's definitely not the same. You can say that again. Definitely not the same. Mine's still empty. The one that resides in a couple towns over is empty, just completely empty. But yeah, you wouldn't need to unless she was like one for Erin and one for herself, or one for a person who's interviewing and one for herself. But most of the time when you're streaming, you're interviewing people on another screen. They're like in their own homes at home and like whatever. So I used to love Building 19. I love it. Jess, she was a mink. And she was complaining apparently this morning. You must have missed it, Ellie, but she was complaining this morning that she's too poor to fix her dishwasher. That for 5 years she hasn't been able to fix her dishwasher because she's that poor. And in the same breath telling everyone that she made so much money in December that she is so excited she made a ridiculous amount of money in December. Okay, cool. So you haven't been able to fix your dishwasher. In fact, most of us just wash them by hand, just FYI. I do want to know what these people would fucking do. if they were actually poor. And apparently this morning, I'm being told, Julie says that she said that she spent $500 on 2 white chairs, and that $500 was donated by Nan for her to start her studio, which she got the studio for free. So I don't know really what you need to start it other than like your basic equipment. And I didn't even have like all of the basic equipment, like microphone, all that shit until way later. And other people helped me acquire these things like piece by piece. A lot of it, that thanks goes to my very nice and amazing friend Freak, who helped me out with being able to have more than one monitor, and Potluck, who helped me out with having these beautiful lights here and the green screen, and that I don't even have the green screen up now, but it's going to come in useful later on. And you know, my friend Karen for getting me these pink speakers here, and some of you for getting the little odds and ends like this for my wrist guard, and you know, the mouse, and like all of these little things came piece by piece over a lot of time, you know, a lot of time. Why, if you needed all that stuff, why didn't you buy that stuff with the money? Why not buy that stuff? You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to know what she would actually do if she was really poor. I would love to live in my mother's home, wear a mink, be able to buy, you know, all sorts of takeout all the time. That would be great. Takeout at my house is like once in a while. Like, that's what the hell? Like, I'm not going to knock people for coffee because, like, I like my coffee. It's the only thing that I get for myself, you know? So I get it, you know? Oh, girl, listen, the dollar store has like pretty good decorating stuff. You could DIY a lot of stuff. And to be fair, I'm a crafty person, so I kind of like to DIY some stuff, especially with the kids. You can make some really cool stuff. Yeah. So she was crying poor this morning and in the same breath saying she made so much money in December. So I don't get it. Makes no sense. Go fix your dishwasher with that. And anybody watching, my fur was fake, but I liked your fur. It was very cute. It was a vest. It was very cute. You know, I don't get it. Well, mine are on a gift card that I got for Christmas, so I'm not spending money on this. Actually, I got 2 gift cards for Christmas for Mary Lou's because, like, you know, my husband knows that's where I drink my coffee, and my sister too. So I got my 2 gift cards, which added up to like $75, and that's gonna last me a while. But I get it, you know. I definitely am not ordering bagels just because, like, I like had that kind of heavy bread with my stomach doesn't always. I could probably eat like a half a bagel before my stomach would be like, nope, it's too heavy with my gallbladder. Nope. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I get it. But I mean, I do also know that everybody has their vices, you know, and I don't want to knock anybody for their vices, you know. Shut the fuck up. The irony of this. The Fall River Reporter just tweeted my tweet regarding the abusive dog trainer Methuen. Shut the hell up. That is hilarious. That is irony right there. Definitely the hell is. Hey, Rose. Brian's explainer about it ended up costing him money. No, yeah, I did actually. That it ended up costing him money. It's like, you don't ask to be paid to be a guest on someone's show. I have never, listen, unless you are in Kim Kardashian, bro, like, asking for an appearance fee as a guest on, like, you being a guest is what gets you the attention, right? The media. You don't ask to be paid for that. That's bonkers. Like, I don't get it. That doesn't make any logical sense at all to me, at all. You know, I don't get it. Yeah, that is disgusting. I can't believe that. Like, I mean, yeah, she was fired from there. I forgot about that. I mean, I've never worn a fur coat. We cook at my house, you know, even if sometimes it's just chicken nuggets and French fries in the oven or in the air fryer. But we make sure that we take the meat out in the morning, and then by the afternoon, it's ready to, you know, you take it out, you put it in the fridge, so that it defrosts from the freezer, and it's ready to go. I make it probably like an hour before my husband's set to be home from work, so that by the time it's done, it's hot and ready for him. Yeah, I do a lot of DIY myself. Oh, thank you. You know, I was going through my closet, right? And I don't have a lot of clothes. I just don't. I obviously get it. The kids come first. So like all the clothes that I have are usually given to me by someone else or something I bought a really long time ago. this sweater is actually something I bought, oh God, I want to say like 6, maybe 7 years ago, thrifting. And I've only ever worn it like 4 or 5 times total. And it's actually, it's because it makes me very hot. Like one of my medications makes me like hot in general. And so it like used to tend to overheat me, but the milligrams of that medication that I'm on, I have been decreased. And so now I can wear it and not feel like I'm overheating. And I actually love it. It's very light. I'm wearing like a tank top underneath it, like light as in like lightweight, like wearing it's not like heavy, but it's warm. It's very warm. Like if you were cold and you put this on, you would not be cold anymore. But it's, like I said, not like a heavy sweater to wear. You know how sometimes when you put a sweater on, it's like just feels heavy on your body, like it's a heavier made material. Like it's not a heavy material, as you can see. It has like little, holes, but it's really warm, really, really warm. And so I used to not wear it a lot because it just would make me overheat. I mean, I don't see, that's the thing. Like, so for Valentine's Day or whatever, I'm like, please don't get me chocolate. Like, please do not. Like edible arrangements, I'll do like the fruit. Like I like the fruit. I don't even want them with chocolate on. Just the fruit. Like, just give me the fruit. I'm not a huge like candy eater. Like once in a blue moon, I'll have like a piece of candy, but I won't sit there and just eat candy or snacks. Like I'm not a snacker either. I mostly will eat just like meals. And if it's a snack, usually it's something like broccoli with like ranch a little, or me and my best friend, God rest her soul, we used to cut up cucumbers, like an olive oil, garlic, olive oil dressing on it, and eat the cut up cucumbers. It was so good. But like things like that for a snack, I'd rather buy like a fruit bowl, like and eat. But again, those are expensive. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't go to Dunkin'. I don't go to Dunkin' either. I don't know. Mary Lou's, I guess, is a specialty shop. I mean, it's a franchise. I mean, it's not franchise owned, but it's like has like, I don't know how many locations, probably 50 maybe at this point, between Rhode Island and Massachusetts, I think. There's a lot of them, there's not as many as Dunkin', but there's a lot of them. And actually, I think the place she goes to, I think it's called Society. We have one a couple towns over. 25 minutes. Shut up. Oh my God. Do you have any specialty like coffee places near you that are even worth it? I wonder, right? Like Justin Baldoni. I just don't get it. Hey, Parker, thanks for being a member. We love you too. We love you too. Yeah, I'm not a fan. I've never worn real fur, and I happen to like animals. So, yeah, I mean, exactly. If we were in the caveman era, maybe, maybe at that point, Allie, you and Leah would probably get along really well. She rescues dogs and does a lot of work with them. Oh, girl, you're so nice. I appreciate you. That's so nice of you, Meredith. And if you guys haven't met MLF Pink Lady, her name also is Meredith. But she's very brave herself for getting on the, show with Meredith the other night that we watched. And, sort of saying like, what the fuck's going on? And what I love about MLF, I'm just calling you Meredith because I can't do it. Your screen name drives me bananas. I always want to say MFL, okay, instead of, because it's FML, like my life, yeah. But what I love about her is she asked me yesterday on the phone, she said, well, what was like the criticisms? Like she wanted to know what the criticisms were so that she could fix or change or decide whether they didn't matter or not. You know what I mean? Like some criticisms are just unwarranted and unnecessary, and people don't understand how streaming works and certain things. They're like, do this, do that. And it doesn't make sense but what they don't know, right? But I love that she asked me that because she wanted to know like what were the criticisms, and I told her the ones that I, thought made sense and that people were giving. I just love that. I love that. That's called self-awareness, something Jess clearly does not have. Yeah, well, she has, absolutely. And it's like, here's the point, Freeze, is what did any of these people give Nan in return? And it's not like she was, donating and saying, you need to give me this, this, and this. What I'm saying is they couldn't even give like basic decency, basic kindness, you know? Ooh, Target conspiracy run? Yeah, girl. Target conspiracy run. Let's do it. Oh, I love that. Kitty glitter. my cat. Listen, when you come up, I shall treat you. I shall treat you to lose, my friend. No, I agree with you. PETA is a little nuts. MLF, her name's Meredith as well as the other Meredith, so I didn't want people to like mix them up because they're two different Merediths. Oh, good. Okay, so you have one near the facility that you can go to. That's good. She did. She did a good job, and it was brave because you have to know that, like, yeah. See, I know I can't. I just have to call her name because like the screen name fucks with me. All right. Oh, well, I mean, it's one thing. Like, listen, I'm not a vegan. I'm not a vegetarian. I eat animals, right? Like that, but they're used for that sustenance. But when you're using them for like other things, just for cruelty reasons, like I'm not a fan of that. You know, I'm not a vegan. I eat meat. You know, I eat chicken. I eat beef. You know, I love that kitty glitter. That is so cute. Absolutely love that. Free range. I love that. Hope House Coffee. And that's the other thing. Why are we making fun of kids? Like who? Like first of all, I think his name is Brave. I love it. I love that name. That is so cute. Like I would have never thought of that as a name. It's a cute name, but she's making fun of his name. Like what the fuck? Like why? Why are we making fun of the kid's name? Right? Like, but my point is Nan helps support a lot of these people, and what did they give in return? But like sort of shitting on her when the dog whistle is given by Aiden and his minions. And it's like, that dog whistle is eventually given about everybody. The fact that they think they're exempt is the part that I find the funniest in all of this, which is that Jess or Will or any of these people think that they're exempt, that Aiden's not going to come after them eventually because they're his, quote, friends. Well, if you believe that, I got an igloo to sell you in Alaska. He doesn't have friends. He doesn't know how to actually really in real life be a friend or have a friend. He only knows how to do what benefits him and him only. Sorry, I'm super thirsty today. The house is warm, but if I turn the heat down, it'll be too cold. It's like between the too hot and too cold. And yeah, it's probably why you're not caught up, but also part of the reason why we do, you know, parts of the show is to sort of catch y'all up. Somebody actually yesterday said something along the lines of we should call it was a good idea in my comment section on one of the videos said we should call it like catching up on X or catching up on like catch up on X, like should call the shows that we do like telling the people who aren't on X. I know at some point me and Julie and Karen from True Crime Mine are trying to do like a panel style thing. I just have to figure out when the ladies are available to do it, because I think you guys would enjoy that, and we're trying to work it out so like everybody is available at one certain time. Oh, I love that one. I love that one. They said that about everybody. Oh, you don't like Aiden because he called you out. He didn't call anyone out. That's the thing. He doesn't call people out. He makes shit up. He cherry picks things and puts them together in a way that makes someone look like an asshole and takes his parts out of it. He doesn't call anyone out. What he does is attacks them first so that when they ultimately tell the truth about the things that they know or the things that they saw or the things that he did, no one will listen. That's his MO. And how do I know this? Oh, A, I've experienced it. And B, because people have sent me the personal messages where he says exactly that, right? Where he says exactly that, you know? He will turn on every last one of them. Oh, absolutely. And so what I want to know is ponder me this. Twisted X-Files. Oh, that's it. That should be the segment. That's such a good idea. I love that. Maybe we'll do that tomorrow. You know, that's such a good idea. The X-Files, literally, because it's X now and not Twitter. Watch somebody go and try and steal it now. Watch. What do you? And see, credit where credit's due. I'm not the one who came up with it, right? LTG just came up with it. Credit to you, like not to me. Nothing. It was postponed, unfortunately, and we don't know why yet. Oh, girl, listen, I don't blame you for quitting X. I don't, for the new year. It's like a lot to try to keep up with, but at the same time, you miss a lot. So then you got no problem, my friend. As soon as I know why, you guys will know why. I don't know why yet. Oh God, that's incoming too. I totally forgot about that. Listen, it's one thing recovering corporate marketer. That's okay. That's okay. Listen, we should all probably quit X. Unfortunately, I run a channel, so I don't really have that option. I wish that I did. That would be fucking fantastic because it would give my life less stress. Just, it is a time suck, number one. But a lot of the times I also have sources that find me there or victims that find me there, which is why I haven't deactivated or left, because people find me there in different ways. So crap. My phone's still not sending Jesse messages. What is happening? Hold on. My messages are not sending. Let me see if she can get this one. I don't know what the deal is, dude. So I get this little like clock at the bottom. It is toxic. It is kind of a time suck. Oh, I see this one. Damn it. I don't understand why my fucking messages are like not sending. I send it and then I go back and I look and then it's like not sent. Like what is happening here? Like this is cray cray. Well, that's also true, Gingy. And that's part of the reason why, like, A, I haven't left, and B, um, I run a show, right? Like, I have a small show, but I run a show, and my show still needs support. You know what I mean? Like, I still have to hopefully find new viewers and people that can find us. YouTube doesn't make it easy because we're a small channel. They don't push our content out to people who like regular everyday people. Like they don't push our content to the top and say, these people are alive right now, go watch this or this. So that's like part of the problem, right? Is if people don't know you exist, they don't go and they look. So, I mean, that is definitely something I have been trying to work on behind the scenes of figuring out different ways to sort of let people know where the show is, how to join us, how to support us, things of that nature, because the show can't survive without support from the viewers. It just can't, right? Like I'm not Jess who claims poor but is getting 52 super chats and 52 regular donations to her personal stuff. Like you can claim poor you want, but the numbers are going to say otherwise. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just cray cray. That makes no sense. Like my intro to X was I sent a public message to Grant saying, excellent on his reporting of the children's testimony. Someone sent me a DM saying, go away, Troy. Oh my God. I can't with him. I can't. I literally can't. Like everyone is in a grand conspiracy of the Born Identity with him. I kid you not. I can't. I literally can't. There's a lot of things that have happened behind the closed doors that a lot of people don't know about. Personally, professionally, all the above. And it's unfortunate. That's the shitty part, right? Is there's so many. Oh no. My problem is this: is it's not just like one group of people; it's multiple. Oh my God! Imagine that would imagine. It's a multiple. Yeah. So yeah, like listen, and no matter what creator it is, I always encourage people to, if you're going to support your favorite creator, no matter who it is, that you go the most direct route when you donate to them, whether that's, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, or if they, like me, have a link, like I have a link up in the chat. It's also in the description of the video, but like that, people can use their credit or debit cards for that, because those go straight to the creator instead of them having to wait through YouTube for a month and then, YouTube takes their cut, blah, 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 whatever. That's the most direct route to support any creator. And that like benefits even people like Jess Machado, because I'm willing to be honest about the fact that like those are the fastest ways to support someone that you want to support, that it goes directly to them. Now, Jess can wait a month. That's the difference. My show can't wait a month. You know what I mean? Like I'm constantly having to figure out like which thing I'm going to drop and not pay for. You know what I mean? Like this month, things that I need to be able to make the thumbnails and do the, like, a lot goes into stuff that people don't realize behind closed doors. And it's a lot. It's a lot, I get that, but you have to remember, some of these people are in this status of like not realizing they're in a fucking cult, Like, I mean, MLF can tell you, like, you don't realize you're in this, right? You don't even realize that you're doing these things that you wouldn't normally say or do. And you kind of ignore, you give the benefit of the doubt, and you kind of ignore a little bit some red flags. But like, once you're on the outside of said mob or cult of people, you start to see what the fuck is going on very clearly. And then you can't unsee it. There's no unseeing it after you're clearly looking at it. And so I do give grace to people, because I don't think holding a grudge for the rest of my life is going to help anyone, right? Like, so even people who have come after me relentlessly, even later on, have realized, like, what the fuck am I doing? I am not this person, and have apologized later on. So I can understand where like some, you know what I mean? Like there's a lot of like nuance to it. It's not just so black and white. You know what I mean? It's not just so like this person was shitty to you and like said some awful things. And yeah, believe me, a lot of people have done that. But when they realize it later on, that like not only was it not true, and not only was it harsh or judgmental or mean, but that they start to ask themselves like, wait a second, why was I even defending him like that to begin with? Like, why was I even believing every word he said when I can clearly see now that he cherry picks things, he takes his part out, it's out of order, it's out of its context, it's in whatever context he wants. He's willing to literally make up fake receipts, fake emails, fake phone calls, fake text messages, like all the above to show to his audience, to show that someone else is bad and to hide his own behavior. And this is a pattern, right? This is like something he's done over and over and over. But it happens on both fucking sides, and that's the problem, right? You have bad behavior that happens on both sides, and if you defend yourself, no matter which side it is, people are gonna, get shit on. That's the bottom line. Like, if you defend yourself, if you so choose to defend yourself and be tired of the bullshit and actually speak and say, you know what, I fucking had enough of this, guess what happens? You get a smear campaign. It's like Oprah, and you get a smear campaign, and you get a smear campaign, and you get a smear campaign. It's, I can't explain it, MLF, like, this is not the first time. Obviously, I've heard this from many other people besides you. This is the exact same thing. She said, I'm so embarrassed because I'm not a stupid person. I was an idiot and fully admit it. My husband was like, I told you he was a dick. Why'd you ever listen to him? So it's like, this is the same thing that I hear from so many people, like so freaking many who are like, and it's not about, I had this conversation with someone specifically. I said, listen, it's not about whether you're smart or dumb, right? Very smart, intelligent people get caught up in these cults or mob mentality. It's not about being smart or dumb but I do understand the feeling of like, I'm a smart person. How the fuck did I fall for this? Right? Like, and I know I've heard it from so many people at this point that I totally understand, you know what I mean? Like, I totally get it. And I think like being in a position to have people later on come and apologize to me and like have these conversations is important. Have these conversations, get their perspective behind like what was going on in their heads, what was the things that were happening, like how do they feel about it now, And they always say the same thing. We can't unsee it now. Cannot unsee it. We cannot unfrickin' see it. We cannot. Can't unsee it. We don't know how we didn't see it before, but now we just cannot unsee it. So you start to see every lie, every manipulation, he's going to play the victim and his minions are going to play the victim when they're behind closed doors, using sock accounts and using other people to do their dirty work. And then they go live and go, everybody just needs to stop the nonsense. All the while, they're probably during their show texting so-and-so to yep, send that tweet out. This is the stuff they've done over and over. Why would it be any different now? You think that they're all just magically going to stop drama? No. And for Aiden to even claim he's drama-free still is wholly and utterly ridiculous. And I think if Emily C. wants to keep her credibility, she might want to stop the whole he's this many days drama-free. No, he's not. No, he's not. And then you're ignoring it. And then, again, that says about you, not about them. Stop defending it, Brett. He's not drama-free. He'll never be drama-free. Unfortunately for him. He just does not know how. He only cares about himself and himself only. Chrissy, I wish I could answer that, right? I wish I could answer that. I don't know. For Aiden, it's because I know the truth, right? And it's because I can speak the truth. And if people listen, then guess what? Then he's in trouble, right? If people actually listen and they put the pieces of the puzzle together, then he's in trouble, right? Because they start to figure out who he is and the things that he's done. And that's a no-no. That's a no-no, because then he's going to lose money. He's going to lose support. And, that's a problem. The other part of it is I will not sit back anymore and not say something if my quote side does the same shit. You can't be saying that you're against bullying and you're against rumors and lies and really bad, shitty, clicky, mean girl behavior and rewriting history and doing all these things if you're actively engaging in or turning a blind eye to the same fucking behavior. And it's because I dare say something. I dare defend myself. I dare say something. I dare use my voice and speak. Therefore, I am enemy. I can't sit here and pretend it's not fucking happening anymore. Can't do it. Sorry. Not going to do it. Hold on. Okay, it looks like my friggin' text messages are finally working. I don't know, maybe I was just in a bad service area. Got to ruin their credibility with lies, innuendo, misinformation. It's just gross, especially considering it's past and present. Well, that's the problem, right, though, is that he shits on everybody else and pretends that they're bad, all the while projecting all the things he's doing onto other people. Sometimes you use that disappointment and rage, like Julie said, to fuel you to want to stop this behavior from happening to anybody ever again. Oh yeah, because you don't you don't agree with them anymore. So time to dox, right? Oh, the wine glasses from Pottery Barn. So funny. I mean, who the F says anything about the size of wine glasses? Dude, you expect there to be a small one? My wine glasses are all big, all very large. They're not supposed to be small. You're not supposed to fill them. Sorry, Val. Sorry, I didn't know about the way wine glasses are supposed to look. Yeah, make sure you spill it on a white carpet too. Just kidding. Don't do that. We did have a watch party. Yeah, we did. And that's the thing. Exactly what Julie just said. Anybody can be brainwashed. It doesn't matter your intelligence level. Nobody is exempt. No one. Yeah, it's bullshit. I don't get. It's bullshit. It makes no fucking sense. Well, I mean, even that, even them going after me simply because I think Karen's guilty, at this point that the criminal case is over. So I really don't see what the point is behind that. Other than, them to just shit on people. You know what I mean? Oh, and you can bet there's probably way more receipts than that, and I agree with you, Beach. I mean, come on. She's not drama free. The second he starts talking about other people and shitting on them is the second he's not drama free. He can't go one day without doing that. He's not drama free. He doesn't get any drama free chips. He doesn't get a parade. He doesn't get a fucking cookie. He gets nothing. Nada. Zero. And that's the other thing. He uses all of his fake sock accounts. Like, that's not drama free, bro. Come on, stop it. You know? Well, I mean, she's definitely not neutral. I mean, did she claim to be neutral? I don't watch her, so does she claim to be neutral? Hello, hello, hello. I've only seen recently the, like, he's drama free posts, and I'm like, are these, you know, real? Like, is this really? And you should. Everyone else does. You know what I mean? See you later. Have a good day at work. But I mean, we have a great chat. And there's just hate everywhere. It's fucking everywhere. God damn it. It's everywhere. No, that's so sad. I'm sorry, Jesse. We send all of our love. All of our love. Not much since the hearing was postponed, you know? Yeah, he doesn't get a cookie or a sticker or a gold star or a fucking parade. He's a grown man. He's 44 years old. He doesn't need a cookie or a star. He needs to just grow the fuck up and stop being a horrible human being, although I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon, you know? You're still coughing? Oh, my God, you poor thing. That's horrible. I'm sorry. Well, the civil case is coming. Like, it'll never be fully over and that's going to take years. Let's be clear here. But I'm hoping that with the civil trial, there's a lot more information that's going to be revealed. And I'm hoping that it makes people stop and think. And without Aiden's influence and his bullshit, people can maybe possibly use their brains to assess, right? And it's like rewarding a fucking toddler. It's so ridiculous. Oh, thank you, Allie. That's so nice of you. I appreciate that. Oh, I'm sorry, Jesse. Yeah, he is not drama free for no goddamn amount of weeks. Well, that's the thing. I do most of the time. But there's plenty of stuff that I just don't say because, like, I don't want to cause a problem for any, like, unintended, like, people who might be caught in the middle or, like, you know, innocent people who don't really know what the fuck's going on and, like, are just automatically believe everything someone's telling them. They don't look into it themselves. They don't try to get to know someone themselves. They just automatically believe it. And they don't actually know what's going on, right? Like, they might turn a blind eye to, like, certain things, but it's like the same thing, you know, that people do with Aiden. So it's like, I don't want to accidentally hurt someone or cause anybody any sort of aggravation. Like, I made the one post about the people on my quote side, the quote anti side, which is stupid to say at this point, but acting as if it's okay to behave in the way that some of them are behaving, and at the same time say that it's not okay for the shit Aiden's doing. Well, you're actively engaging in or turning a blind eye to the same fucking behavior. So who are you to say shit about it, right? And then someone made some assertion that, like, Innocence Fraud Watch and I, like, talk or were commenting on something at the same time, so it must have been coordinated. I don't talk to Innocence Fraud Watch. I think I've spoken to them maybe a couple of times, and I think the last time was like 6 or more months ago, maybe. I don't. So if you're going to make an accusation like that, you're going to expect that I'm going to defend myself. So what I did was I used the person's first name, and then I wrote, listen, that's just completely false. Like, any even innuendo that, like, we're working together and I only, you know, wrote on that comment because they did is fucking false. Number one, nobody tells me to do shit. I do it when I want to do it, and I don't coordinate with people. If I'm going to post something, I fucking post something. It's really that simple, right? Or I comment something. I don't need anybody's goddamn permission to do it. So I completely, like, put the person's first name, and the reason I didn't tag them is because I didn't want any unintended consequences of people taking it upon themselves to go to that person's page and send them hate just because I had something to say, right? So I didn't tag them so that no one went over there to try to harass them. And then what do? Retweet my tweet, tag me, and then go, you couldn't even tag me if you had something to say. Well, first of all, it's not that I have something to say. I'm responding to something you said, number one. Defending myself. Number two, I only used your first name and I didn't tag you on purpose because I am, you know, and they're like, oh, that's something like, oh, that's what Aiden does. Like, no, what Aiden does is tag you, say your full name, your address, where you work, so that all of his minions go and harass. I specifically don't do that. And there's a reason why I only used the first name, because I was trying to avoid all of that while also defending myself. So if you can't respect that, I don't know what the fuck to tell you, dude. But I will not also sit here and allow people to make these wild fucking accusations, even roundabout accusations, that I am somehow working with Innocence Fraud Watch because their opinion is the same, or they have the same, idea about something. Like, what, bro? Like, that doesn't even make any fucking sense. It just doesn't. In the Philly burbs, I love that. I'm still sick too, but I don't know. We don't know if it's a stomach virus or what it is. I can tell you I don't have a fever, but my stomach is like very bubbly, and I've had to eat like soup and like bread the last like 2 days, basically. I also have gallbladder issues, so that comes along with that. But just getting very like tired and clammy. So that's why I went to the doctor, but. Yeah, he should be at least. But he was allowed last time. They asked if he was going to be in person or on Zoom, and I think they gave him the option to be there on Zoom. So I don't know why it would have even been postponed, in my opinion. I have an inhaler too. I have what they call sports-induced asthma. But yeah, he is definitely not trauma-free. I mean, the whole I guess what happened the last 2 or 3 years, right? When people were just like firing shots at one another, right? Like, and everyone hated everyone on the opposite side of the, opinion. And, like, did that change anybody's mind? Did anybody like make relationships and like become friends and then hear each other out eventually? No, people just fired shots in each other's directions, both in real life and online. It got everybody absolutely nowhere, right? So why would I want to keep doing something that just didn't work, right? Like, why would I want to keep doing shit that did nothing but cause more problems? Why wouldn't anyone want to try to sort of open other people's minds in a way that is civil and in a way where you can speak to them on a human level, right? Where instead of going at each other and being like, you're wrong because this is like, you make a friendship, right? And that friendship or even acquaintanceship, right? Then you get to know each other as human beings, right? Then maybe down the line you have a small conversation about the case. Maybe then you have a larger conversation. But at this point, you're friends. So even if you disagree, right? But it's only then that people are starting to open their minds and starting to figure out, like, wait a second, I was told this, this, and this. And I'm like, yeah, that's not true, right? And here's why. And also here's the evidence that isn't true. And the first thing they always say to me is, oh my God, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. And I'm like, but why didn't you know that? You didn't know that because it was purposely A, kept from you, or B, you were being told this very false thing on purpose, right? Like, and then they start to figure it out, right? So it's like, what exactly is hating each other doing, or is it going to do? Never mind the fact that we have a very large problem with a very large manipulator who is willing to literally mow over anybody on his way to what he thinks is like stardom, right? Like throwing everyone and anyone under the bus, even if he has to lie about it to get himself out of trouble. So what does that exactly do? Nothing. It does absolutely fucking nothing. And so my point is, why not build the bridge? You know what I mean? Aww. Good for him though. 85. I love veterans and their wisdom, their stories. It's, but you have to remember all the good stuff that he told you and all the funny jokes that he told you, and keep his memory alive by telling other people. That's what I do with my dad. And my dad died fairly young, He was, I'm almost 40 and my dad was in his early 40s, And I get that. And I get that. And you're right. When does it end? When does it end? Which is why I kind of hit back a little at this point. I'm not, once again, not a person who likes to engage in that type. Even now with people trying to drag my name, people on my own quote side, simply because I stuck up for myself and I did not appreciate what Kim did. Even now, even with me just sticking up for myself, in that capacity, what do you see happening? Do you see people being like, yeah, that was kind of uncalled for, right? Like that was not cool, you know? No, you don't. What you see is the opposite, right? Someone spoke up, defended themselves. Now we're going to smear. Now we're going to attack. Now we're going to attack every tiny little thing that we think we don't like about her because she spoke up. Now, make no mistake, if the roles were reversed and I did what Kim did and I threw her name out there in that very hateful way like that, right? And I held her to a standard that I don't even hold myself to. You can bet that the anti-people on my own side would be calling me a mean girl. They would say it was unnecessary, right? It was not necessary. It was uncalled for. It was mean, right? That's what they would say to me. Do you see any of that being said to her? No, negative, not happening. What you see instead is people running around smearing me because I dare speak up for myself. I don't accept that anymore. I don't accept that behavior anymore. I'm not going to accept it. I have never said a bad fucking word about Kim ever because I think she's got a good heart, right? I do. But that does not excuse holding me to a fucking standard you don't hold yourself or your own friends to. How are you going to say you don't have respect or you don't talk to or you think it's gross that anybody speaks to Free Karen Read while those same people who are Free Karen Read people are in your inbox, dude? Like, come on. Or your closest friends online are having plenty of civil discussions and spaces with Free Karen Read people. Are you going to hold them to that same standard? Are you going to say you don't like them or you're disgusted with them for having those conversations with Free Karen Read? No, you're not. You're not, right? You're not going to hold them to that standard. So why are you holding me to that standard? Because you don't like me, right? Like, see how the pieces start to fall together? If you're not going to hold other people, including the people you're friends with, to that same standard, why would you hold me to it? Make it make sense. It doesn't. Then God forbid anybody speak up for themselves. Well, no more. It's 2026, bro. I'm not going to keep taking the fucking hits and not saying anything. Well, that's the thing. Roberta isn't IFW. So they've had like a show together recently. Someone sent me. They're two separate people. One of them is from, I want to say Australia. I think her accent is Australian, but I'm not good with accents. I can't tell if it's British or Australian. I mix those two up all the time. I believe it's Australian. But somebody actually just sent me the clip of them both on a show. And they're two very distinct, separate voices, one from the United States, one not from the United States. So it's like, I don't get it. You know, exactly. The pressure needs to be on making sure he can never do this to anybody ever again. You know, I can't. Nobody's upset that he's gone drama free. That's just what he wants it to be. He wants it to be that way so that ultimately he can go back to the drama publicly. This is the kind of stuff he does to set it up right before he's going to do it. It starts saying, oh, all these people have said this, this, and this, even though that's not the truth, right? People are not upset that he's gone, quote, drama free. He's not drama free. He's never been drama free. He hasn't been drama free for 5 minutes. Like, what the fuck? What? You know, that doesn't make any goddamn sense. Like that don't make no sense, you know? He is currently pandering to Free Karen Read because he wants back in on that money in every way that he knows how. Oh, we did so many good things together. We really do need to get back together. We really do. We really do. Like, come on, man. I agree with them pulling back the curtain too. And I think I get where Mike was coming from on his like Sunday thing, but at the same time, like, that's kind of what they want from you though, Mike. They want you to not call out other people that are pandering, right? And I get it. I guess it would be hard to come like from that place and call people out if like for a period of time you also stayed silent, but when does it end? Right? Like, when does it end? At what point does it end? And do we say, like, we're going to start saying something now? Because this is the trap we fell into, and we don't want other people to fall into it. Yeah, money's great, clicks are great, views are great and all, but, like, where is the line? Where do you lose yourself or your integrity or your credibility in it all just for the money or the clicks? Where? At what point, right? The Forensic Room just put up a post about having Kevin on, right? It was like 5 or 6 days ago. And they said something like, Kevin is brave and courageous because he gave up, you know, subs and money when he believed that the story, you know, didn't add up to the evidence. Same stuff I did, right? knew what I was giving up when I realized that it was wrong. But I didn't stay silent, right? Like plenty of people figured it out and just completely left YouTube and never came back and never said another fucking peep about the case ever again, right? And so for me, I can only speak for myself, right? But for me specifically, I can't just keep sitting back and allowing the shit to keep going and hurting people, because it hurts far more people than even you guys know, right? Like there's far more people being used as like shields while someone else is having a bomb thrown at them. And it has to begin and end somewhere, right? Like Aiden will keep doing this to people until the end of fucking time, right? Sean was, yep, silence. They tried with me. and realistically, Aiden was just jealous of Sean, and that's why he went bananas on Sean. But that's not the first or the last time that he'll go after someone for some petty jealousy. You know what I mean? Like there's plenty of shit that he's done that with. You know, there's some of these people that really need to get a fucking clue. It's great. You want those clicks and views from having better on. That's great and all. But what's going to happen eventually when all of the lies are revealed, when all of the things that you didn't say and didn't do and didn't call out are called out, right? And it gets revealed. What do you think is going to happen? Do you think everybody's going to clap for you? Or are they going to be like, you have no fucking credibility now? Does your credibility mean nothing to you? You know? I don't get it. Like, Sean did try to warn them, but also Sean helped put some of these people even onto YouTube to making the money that they're making. I don't get it. Love you. Nice to see you. Well, we never lost Sean. At least some of us didn't. You can always text Sean anytime I want. But that's the thing. Like, I'm not going to fucking say just what people want me to say. I'm not going to do what people want me to do. I'm going to do whatever feels right to me. I'm going to say what feels right to me. Not and there's plenty of things that I say that people don't agree with, right? Like, but I am not here to fucking agree with everybody. I am here to try to hopefully do my show and cover other cases, and at the same time stop this monster from doing this to anyone else ever again. If we completely ignore the fact that like Aiden sucks at life, right? Like then we're just allowing him to set this up for him to do on a bigger scale next time with more people who don't know about him again. You know what I mean? It would be personal. I didn't have a personal relationship with Aiden, thank God. It was just an acquaintance. We were just in the same places a lot because covering the same case. But like, I didn't have any personal, friendship with him, thank God. But yeah, it's a little more personal, I would assume, for them, and I would also assume because LTL specifically was like threatened by Aiden, and like, Mike tried to give him some sound advice, and he basically was just like, after Mike gave him that advice because it was public, and Aiden looked like a fucking idiot for not taking the advice and still being just a petty, jealous weirdo. Aiden decided to take that out on Mike. And it's like, are you looking for yes men or real friends? What he wants is yes men. He wants people to tell him he's amazing and awesome all the time. It's just not realistic. You know what I mean? That's the thing, right? Like, they will always obey, until they don't. And then what happens when they don't? I mean, yeah. I mean, that's probably because she's got the most receipts, you know what I mean, at this point, Right. You know what I mean? Like, for me, I'm like you, Allie, where like there's a lot more that like the families, at least like the witnesses, the families have to like bring to the table. There were a lot of assertions and like just false crap brought to the table. Like they sold the house only after John died. They were already in talks with a realtor before John died. And things like that will come into like the civil trial to sort of dispel a lot of these just broad assumptions and things that people thought that weren't in the criminal trial, And so if 75 of the things that you thought were true are not true, then maybe it's time to rethink some things, Like it's common sense when you get more information to start re-looking at it, I know I have, but at the same time, I'm just like, I gotta weigh how it's gonna affect other people, Well, that's why, is because she's got most of the ammo at this point, you know? Well, he watches his numbers very closely. I don't. I'm a small channel, so I don't really pay much mind to that. I can't control, how many people decide to sub and don't on a daily basis. You know what I mean? I just do what I can, you know? I mean, I don't think I'm a simple mind, and I have the same sort of like thought as you, Allie, but yeah, it's chaos. That's what he built his brand on and what he thinks he needs to always do, you know? He just does. Well, that's the thing, right? So that's why he's pandering right now. Is he needs Karen for that money, you know? And I get that they don't, and that's totally okay, and that's totally fine. But for me, I just can't sit here and be quiet anymore. I can't do it. I can't not call out hypocrisy when it's happening. If we're going to sit here and say like Aiden does these things and it's bad, then we can't ignore other people doing them. And well, that's the problem, right? It's like, if you're just a follower and you can't be a leader, and I get why they do it, right? Like, again, it's money, it's clicks, it's views. Like, I gave it up. Kevin gave a lot of it up. I gave it up, like, because the evidence led me in a different direction, right? And it's like, do you want to give all that money up and all that? Like, your channel is growing like this, and you know that you're about to give that up. For me, it was like, I cannot willingly say something I no longer believe to be true. I can't do it. Sorry, not sorry, right? And so it is what it is. There weren't a lot of people obviously willing to take that route, and simply because that money would go down and basically go down to nothing, and the subscribers would go down, and then you'd have a harder time going back up, which is, Kevin started with more than I had, because he had been doing like other stuff on his stream before this case. So, well, let's be clear, Jimmy never even liked Aiden. That's the funny part. Jimmy never even liked Aiden. He's good. He's just living life, playing golf, living life, living with his, enjoying his family and his kids and his grandkids. Drama free is kind of the quiet one. Well, I mean, could it happen again though? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, we talk. He's good. He's doing good. He's watching. He sees it all. He sees it all, and it's a lot of the things that like me and him have talked about before. Like, he knew this was all going to come to a head, because Aiden can't get out of his own way, and he can't stop blaming people for shit he did. Right. I agree with you, Freeze. Like, it's pick a side, or you're like not cool anymore or worthy, and it's like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to keep hating for no reason. Like, I have to live with me, right? Like, and I don't want to live with hate in my heart. I don't want to do it. There are people I would probably never talk to, just simply because they're lost their ever-loving minds and are just like really nasty humans in general. But I can also accept apologies from people who like, would you tell anybody who was in the Jim Jones cult, if they all didn't drink the Kool-Aid, and people escaped from that, would you tell them forever they suck and they're horrible, and like never accept an apology from them if they came to apologize to their own family members or friends or whatever? Like, no, you wouldn't. So why would we do that here? There is a level of brainwashing happening here. It's real. It is. I like JFK too. I know Leah watches him sometimes. I know a lot of you guys do. You know what I mean? I don't have to agree with him on one case to decide whether I like his channel or not. You know what I mean? And that's the problem, is like Aiden flatly wants people to hate people simply for no reason. As you shouldn't feel unwelcome, and you don't have to agree with everything. And that's the point, right? Is like, there needs to be a place, and there should be a place. I love that documentary on Jim Jones. It was a really good well, there was a couple, but there was a couple really good ones about cults too in general. It's just it's a lot. Well, I think at that point you're still like ignoring the red flags that are in front of you, you know? And maybe that's something you could have a conversation with Brian about. I mean, I think that for a lot of people, that's a thing, you know, like, hey, just like acknowledge that probably at that point you were in a cult and jumped on that bandwagon. You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's like, you know, I don't get it. It's does nothing to continue to just like throw vitriol and venom. But I'm also not going to sit here and let people smear people for no reason simply because they stick up for themselves. That's fucking insane. I would have rehomed her too because she didn't get along with other dogs and that could cause a problem. And I love when they're like, oh, well, Chloe bit someone. Actually, the lady doesn't know which dog bit her because she jumped in the middle to try to pull the dogs apart. So as the report reads, she doesn't know which dog nipped her because she tried to get in the middle of the dogs fighting. You know what I mean? But I mean, that's the thing. Like, I would have rehomed the dog too because the dog didn't get along with other dogs. They were downsizing anyway, and there wasn't going to be like space for a dog to be able to run around in a backyard in a condo. You know, it's just there just isn't. You know, yeah, people who hurt animals have a special place in hell. Well, that's the thing. This is the part that really gets me, Beach. Do you see what people are willing to pay for? I mean, look at Jess, right? The one who claims that like everything is a-okay, like, but then she made so much money in December, but she's so poor she can't fix her thing, right? Look at the amount of money people are willing to like donate to her channel just to hear what next crazy fucking insane thing she's going to say or what, you know, hypocrisy she's going to give that day. Or the amount of money that people give to Aiden just to hear him like freak out and tell people to die in a hole. I don't get why people want to pay for that. I don't understand. Like, I don't get why people don't want to support like people that they know are at least trying to be honest with them and give them the truth instead of people who aren't. Like, for me, I'll support all the small channels that I find. Like, I use all my Google Play points and I'll support people who are like being brave and courageous in something that they're doing, or I'll go and I'll support a smaller channel that's like I can see is live and only has like this many viewers, like whatever, like I'll pop in there and use my Google Play points as a super chat and support those creators because being a small creator myself, I know how fucking difficult it is. It is extremely difficult. It's hard because the YouTube algorithm favors people who have hundreds of thousands or tens of thousands of views. And when you're a small channel of 3,000 and your views are like 2,000 per, per like 24 hours in a video, you're not going to be at the top of the YouTube list of channels to push out to people so they can find you. So, I mean, I tend to try to support smaller channels for that reason alone, is that I think that they deserve the support. It's a lot harder for them. They'll get hit with strikes and they can have their channels taken down for basically next to nothing. And you have these big channels doing the same exact thing over and over and over, and their channels are never taken down. And then you have this one person that made like one mistake one time and their channel is forever taken out by YouTube. And there's a lot of very not fair, and it's because the bigger channels, obviously, if they're getting more views, are making YouTube more money. That's the bottom line. And so they ignore more. They ignore more in that way. Yeah, gross. I mean, I think like Jesse said, people who fucking hurt animals have a special place in fucking hell, Let's hope so, Allie, because I feel like there's a lot of that behind closed doors. That happens that people have no idea about, and it's unfortunate. It really is, because like, how many people get hurt? It was a good documentary, such a good documentary. Business is business, so have a private call and give your feedback, advice privately. Why put that on your viewers? Yeah, I mean, there's always a way to have a private conversation if somebody answers you. If not, well, then you tried, right? Like, you tried. They called her it, and hopefully Chloe is loved and cherished. Now, she lives on like a farm now, I mean, it's very messy to sit there and say out of one side of your mouth that you're so poor you can't afford to fix your thing, but at the other side of your mouth say you made so much money in December, it's so crazy you have to cry. Which is it? And I want to know what these people would really do if they really had to squeeze pennies, like really, just like me, like really every week. Like, you know, this is the, you know, small amount of money, $200 you have to, you know, buy groceries. I take what I make every couple days and I use that to get groceries. Literally. Like that's, or toilet paper. You know what I mean? Like I get what little groceries I can with it because I have to keep up with, like, you know, school snacks and meats and juice boxes for school. You know, things like that. Like you gotta have food in your house. Hello. So I take what I make here, which isn't a ton, and I use it towards groceries every couple of days. And I don't drive or have a car. So, I mean, if I had a car, I could drive, but I don't have a car. So I have to wait for like my neighbor to bring me, or I have to have it delivered, which means I got to pay a delivery fee, you know, whatever. Ooh, tea sounds nice. I do think she, in a way, thinks that like somehow, some way, acting like him is going to get her like his numbers, which is weird to me, you know? Oh my God. Did she actually do that? Can somebody tell me she actually did that? I have no idea. She did say she was going to, and I'm like, for the love of God, you can't call the cops on a parody account. What, man? You know what I mean? Like the dance parties. Listen, if I had the capacity in my body, I love dancing, but I'd have to actually be like out, you know? Listen, I think everybody can benefit from a therapist. I have a therapist. I have CPTSD though. You know, I have a therapist. I think everybody can benefit from a therapist, to be honest with you. I honestly do. I really, really do. Let's see if I'm gonna look at something real quick and see what's going on here. Let's see. While I'm doing that, make sure you hit the like button. There's 292 of you that have watched on X. I wish some people would just come over here to YouTube. And thank you again to Parker for becoming a member. And thank you, Allie, for your donation. And MLF, I know she went back to work, but thank you again so much. I appreciate that, you guys. You know, we're a small channel, so anything we do get, it's well appreciated. If you want to support the channel, there's one of a bunch of different ways to do so. You can hit the like button. You can hit the subscribe button, which is always free. You can share the video. That is always free. You can also do one of the many monetary options that we have, which are Cash App, Venmo, Chime. Chime is the same as Cash App, like the same tag. PayPal, Revolut, and then we have a link that goes to my PayPal up in the chat, pinned to the top and in the description of the video. That also you can use any credit or debit card for. You can enter any amount of money. You can leave any note that you want. And doing any of these, you can remain anonymous. My Venmo and Cash App are locked, so people can't see like my history to go in there and look at people's names and do all that crap. I don't even know why people do that, but some people do the most insane, crazy fucking things I have ever seen. You know, literally. I don't get it. I feel like at this point, trauma free. If I see that one more time, I might lose my ever-loving mind. He's not fucking trauma free. Like, I'm telling you, like, the dude's biggest talent isn't reporting. It's fucking turning every situation into some dramatic, like, monologue where he's the misunderstood hero or victim. Like, fuck out of here, you know? Dude doesn't know how to break news. Like, there's no news coming from him. No such thing as news. There's no news coming out of his mouth, okay? It's all lies and bullshit. He doesn't fucking break news. He bends it until it cries uncle. Uncle! Also bends the truth until it cries uncle at the same point. Where the fuck? Damn it. I am like so far behind on this. Ugh. What is this? Hold on. Uh-oh. That's crazy. I haven't had tea in a long time. Have not had tea in a very long time, although I do enjoy tea with honey once in a while, especially if you're, you know, have like sore throat or you're getting a little sick. Honey always helps, you know? Honey always helps. I'm trying to see. See, that's the thing, you know, limits. I have a limit on bullshit at this point. I am allergic to the bullshit of people saying shit and then doing the exact shit or engaging in the exact shit that they are claiming to be against, you know? No, there's no fucking way she's ignorant to it all, and I only know this because she talks to Aiden. She is very well aware of the way that he does shit and why he does shit. He wrote an entire story about her forever ago that to this day she still calls a hit piece, okay? She still says that he didn't call her and that she told him the truth or the parts that he had wrong or whatever, or that he twisted, and that he never corrected it. He never went in and looked for evidence. He just wrote the hit piece and called it a day. So she is very well aware of what he does, why he does it, and she admits that he's destroyed her life at that point. So it's like, I mean, flawed, sure, but she is not ignorant to it at all. Right? Like, an ignorance, in my opinion, at this point, willful ignorance, not a fucking excuse. Not even a little bit, you know? Ooh, cherry tea. I've never heard of that one. Black cherry tea, you know? I feel like it shouldn't be so hard to enforce a boundary, right? Like, one boundary should be like, if you are defending yourself against an unprovoked attack, that should be common sense. You are allowed to defend yourself, right? If we're no longer allowed to defend ourselves, or anytime you do defend yourselves, you get smeared or people start throwing out these insults to you, then like that for me raises a very large red flag. Why are you so hurt by someone defending themselves? They're not the ones who started the argument. They're not the ones who said someone else's name and like made it this whole thing. Like, no one. And then the gaslighting. I can't with the gaslight. Oh, that wasn't an attack. It sure the fuck was. When you use someone else's name and you're ranting and raving, and you don't hold yourself to that same standard, and you hold your friends to that same standard, right? Like, and you're using someone, you didn't say it in generalized, you're using someone's name, that is an attack, right? It's absolutely an unprovoked attack. I have the right to respond to those. And if they think that by insulting me or saying shit about me is somehow, some way, you know, going to like make it in their minds that I'm the bad guy for defending myself, then that raises a lot of red flags as to why there would be a group of people running around smearing someone who defended themselves. That's very Aiden or mob-like behavior, if you ask me, you know? Ooh, Japanese cherry blossom tea. I have heard of this tea. I've not tried that tea, but I have heard of this tea. I've seen it at the store, you know? I have. I can't, it doesn't matter what I say on social media now. Now it's like these little digs at me. Like, bro, get some fucking self-awareness, will you? Like, for the love of God. I do. I do. It's like people aren't paying attention. They're just not paying attention. You know what I mean? Hey, Sharon. Um, ooh, Coco. You know who's a big Coco person? The Twisband. He loves his Coco. He does. I like a mint cocoa. I love a mint cocoa. Oh God, he had a stream last night. Oh, shocker. Like, we didn't know that would happen, you know? Yes, that scent is amazing. My favorite scent actually is the like clean linen smell, or like rain. It has like one that's called like rainforest or raindrops. That smell too. Like, those two are like my ultimate favorite smells. I love those. There's also like a Hawaiian one that smells really, really good too. But the cherry blossom one smells good too. The Bath and Body Works. My daughter used to love that one. I used to be one of her favorites. Now she's on to something else, but wait a second. Oh boy. Okay. Hold on. We need to look. Let's see. Yeah, no, it definitely is their problem, but it just goes to show that, like, people are so oblivious to the fact that they're in, like, this sort of cult behavior, mob mentality, that they're willing to call out mob mentality on one side, but completely oblivious to the fact that they're engaging in it. Like, you know? Oh, shut the fuck up. Of course he did. He wanted Jimmy probably to talk about his cases, his cases. He needed someone to talk about his cases. Yep, saying of the day. Wait a second. What's today? What's today's date? 6th? Today the 6th? It already the 6th? It is the 6th. Okay. Okay, well, I guess looks like Meredith is doing a live at 8:30 tonight. Oh boy. Okay, so yeah, I mean, we all knew that was he had already admitted it 7 ways from Sunday. And so for me, it's really hard for me to understand how someone could admit it 7 ways from Sunday and these people could still be streaming. But he'd never admitted it, so he didn't do it, even though he said it basically 17 times. He didn't actually admit it, so he didn't do it. And I love how they have now turned it into, well, someone else leaked it, so it's that person's fault. Or he didn't record it for some nefarious reason. Are we for real right now? Like, are we for real? Of course he recorded it for a nefarious reason. What do you think? He recorded it to play it over and over for himself? He recorded it to, like, listen back to it? For the love of fucking God, no, he did not. He records pretty much everyone, and he recorded it to use it for leverage, like he has many other fucking times to many other people. Like, hello? I can't. I literally can't. Oh boy. Yeah, except, like, which Erica, the Aiden's Aiden's defender, that one. To me, it's like, if you're defending the indefensible, then you're completely fucking brain dead at this point, or you're willfully ignorant because you're benefiting somehow, some way out of all of it. You know, like, which one is it? I don't get it. Interesting what I'm seeing right now. Did anybody know that, what is this? That the Uvalde school shooter was on trial today? Do you know that? Looks like they're in, like, a break or something, but I did not know that. Oh, it's Texas, so it's probably just started not that long ago. Oh, it's an officer. So the Uvalde school shooting officer on trial. So it's one of the officers that failed to protect the kids. Is on trial. Interesting today. So it looks like, I don't know if they're on lunch or like what, but it looks like they're on a break of some sort, but I didn't know. Well, that's the thing, like, how people don't seem to realize either. Yeah, I don't blame you. I mean, for me, yeah, I just saw that. I didn't even realize that. I've been waiting for a different trial to start that I'm going to cover, but there's a couple that are coming in the next couple months here. Some pretty interesting ones. I'm also attempting to do some sort of boots on the ground missing persons cases where we go to where these people were last seen, where the last people that saw them, we speak to those people, and we make sort of like a long form video out of it. Also with some live streams doing certain parts of it. I think it'll be sort of a fun investigative thing to bring people along and see, you know, what we can find out. If we can find out more information than what the police have. Sometimes people are willing to tell you things that they're not willing to tell the cops. You know what I mean? It just is that way. I'm trying to see if. Oh God. Hold on. Oh yeah, I've been looking into those since they started coming out. They're still redacting a lot in the Epstein files, which like pisses me the f- off because there's a lot of the shit in there that does not need to be redacted that they're just using excuses to redact certain things for. And it's like every time people make, a big stink out of it, they have to unredact shit. So it's like, how far do we need to take this before? I mean, it's very clear that Representative Massey, I think it is not going to just allow them to keep covering up whatever else is in there that they don't want out. It sounds like, the victims obviously know who some of the perpetrators are, and it looks like the representatives are willing to read those names during Congress to get those names out there if they're not sort of given in the files. The cover up on that is just so extensive to me that the government continues to cover up the people involved in Epstein Island and the Epstein case in general. Epstein clearly was a disgusting human being that preyed on young women. And I think it's a good lesson in what you can do with money. If you have millions or billions, they will hide and cover up things for you because you're a big name donor. You give lots of cover to this person, that person, and this person, the government, so they're willing to hide for you your bad deeds. You can just get away with it. And see, that's our fucking problem right there. That is our problem. That's our government's problem. It's gross. It's really just gross. It's absolutely deplorable. I don't quite understand. So I want to see. I need to. Hold on. I'm trying to pull it up here. I need to hear this for myself because I don't. Oh boy. Well, that's the thing. You're protecting very guilty, disgusting individuals simply because they have money. I mean, that's pissing off a lot of Americans. I don't get it. It just pisses me off because there are plenty of victims that don't deserve to have to fight for this, with the Epstein files. Like they don't deserve that shit. They don't. And they're having to fight to have these names put out there in public simply for being a victim. Fucking crazy. Hold on, guys. I'm trying to. Hold on. I can't. All the way to the top. What? What am I looking at? I'm trying to find. Oh, hey, you shouldn't be driving, ma'am. You should be in bed. You should be in bed, okay? Bed, 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 bed. Oh, yeah, listen. That's probably smart, right? Just Canadian. Canadian. Canada. I'm from Canada. Oh, hello there, fine sir. What you should have done is wear a button-up shirt and slide in your underwear with those glasses on.
I was gonna put one of those wigs on. I probably couldn't find it.
Oh, I put them in there.
Put that thing on and everything. Tell me what
You had a whole idea, huh?
I did.
We ruined the idea. Life. Sorry. The husband just wanted to say hi to us all, you know. No, definitely not saying no driver. God damn it. I wish you lived close to me. I would drive you. It's not I know it would defeat the purpose to come get me and then drive yourself because it's closer to you, but I wish I lived closer to you because of course I would bring you in your own car because I don't drive, but I'd bring you in your car. It's failing at protecting so many people, you know? Yeah, they're done, period, in my book, you know? Oh God, the priests. Yes. So many of those. Do you remember that whole scandal, the Catholic Church scandal? Oh my God. I can't with that. Yeah, it's worldwide. It definitely happens everywhere, that's for sure. You know? You know, our country needs to like learn from other countries and certain things that they have successes at. You know, France has some really good stuff. Canada's got some good stuff. Like yeah, a wild husband has appeared. Funny you say that because sometimes I will tell my daughter, my oldest, I'll say, can you do something with your father? Can you put him back in his cage, please? Like, he is too silly right now. You need to, like, you know, put him on a leash or something. Like, literally, right? Literally. We don't know yet. We don't know why it was postponed yet. Yeah. You know? Yeah, learn from each other, you know, like learn from what the successes are and like the failures, right? Like you would think that would become, I mean, everything is about money and is the problem, right? Including politics. Everything's about money. Money, 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 money. So you follow the money everywhere and it will tell you a story, right? Like, and it, living in one of the states that taxes the most for every goddamn thing. Yeah, and learn from history because otherwise you're doomed to repeat it, which we are currently doing at the moment. I might add, we are currently repeating it, you know? Yes, the Twesman popped in. I love this. A wild Twesman has appeared. I feel like, son, if you guys ever watch that cartoon, The Wild Thornberries, I feel like he's a wild thornberry, just like a wild Twesman. It's a wild Twesman, you know? It's like Donnie just comes in and blah, 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 blah. Only I can understand his words. Hilarious. It'd be so funny. Yeah, that's the other thing. I know that a lot of people from a lot of countries televise our court stuff and they go over our stuff, especially on streams, because we do that and a lot of other countries do not televise their hearing. Everything is like closed. I do think there needs to be eyes on it because otherwise, as you can see, all the things that are in the dark can be covered up, right? All the things that are not public so that the public doesn't get outraged enough to be like, what the fuck, are easily hidden. And so there are cons and pros to having a system where, you know, they decide that you're going to be in the public eye. Unintended consequences of that are, you know, innocence fraud campaigns and, you know, people just thinking like you guys remember the, like Ted Bundy, for instance, or Richard Ramirez, like they had women like sending them love notes and letters in jail. And they clearly committed the crimes, right? So, I mean, that's the unintended consequences of it being out in the public eye in that way. But I do think that, holy fuck, do we need to, as a society, not just in the United States, but in many other countries, start saying enough is enough when it comes to certain things. Like, we're not going to put up with this anymore. We are not going to put up with, politicians doing insider trading and becoming wealthy off their $150,000 salary a year. And how did they become multimillionaires in 1 year? How? Insider trading is the answer to that. Inside information nobody else has. Putting stocks in their nephew's friend's sister's name and promising them, a quarter of it. That's how, right? And so we're not going to keep putting up with that. No wonder why people want to endlessly be in politics, because they want to endlessly enrich themselves. We know that, and again, this is both sides, doesn't matter what fucking side, right? Endlessly, this guy is going to donate $1 billion to your campaign, which is probably going to get you reelected. And so you're going to give that guy whatever the fuck he wants. And that guy, you're going to promise X, Y, and Z. That's a dangerous precedent. Not what the founding fathers meant at all, as a matter of fact. Nowadays, you have to have so many campaign donations. So you have to make so many millions of dollars to even get on a debate stage. And if you do not get on a debate stage that is televised, nobody knows who you are, so they won't vote for you because your name isn't known. And that right there is part of, you either have the money to do it and people start to know who the F you are, or you don't, right? And so that becomes a very serious issue, where only people with money who can afford to start their own campaigns and run can do it, right? That's an issue. That is not the way it was meant. It was meant to be any Tom, Dick, Harry, the postman, the milkman, the construction worker, the teacher, ran, did 4 years, maybe 8, and then get out. That's the way it was meant to run. And that's not the way it's currently running at all. Oh yeah, law has its own language, its own definitions. So for instance, there's something in the English language that has this definition. Well, in law, in legalese, as I call it, it means something else. Yeah, I mean, you have to be careful with taking information from anybody that you don't double and triple check yourself. Because a lot of people, and I've noticed this lately, and it really makes me sad for like law too in general, because I love cases, right? I love the psych of it all. I like picking it apart, the legal parts of it. I love Latin. All sorts of, like, Latin's supposed to be a dead language, but we need to bring it back. There's just so much that one person can learn from all of that. But the problems start arising when you have law tubers that act like they're educating people on things, but they're not. They're taking one position, right? And taking anything that goes with their position and twisting it. And they're willing to lie to do it. And that is a dangerous thing to do. I don't get it. Like, and because they're law tubers, most people will say, well, they're lawyers. Well, I got an example for you. Melanie Little was, or still is, at least a lawyer, not practicing maybe, but she was a civil attorney. The things that I have heard her say about criminal cases, especially here in Massachusetts, have been so untrue, it's not even fucking funny. And then people go, oh, you're going to argue with a real lawyer? Yeah, I am, because she was not a criminal lawyer. She was a civil lawyer. She doesn't practice, and she has no fucking actual idea what she's talking about. I don't care how many subscribers she has. Like, that doesn't mean she isn't lying, or that she doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about and she isn't faking it until you make it. I'm sorry, but you got to call it what it is. I mean, even Mark Penrose, I had to argue with about whether murder 2 required intent in Massachusetts. It does not require intent, right? And he literally argued with me on Twitter that it does. I said, no, sir. No, it doesn't. And all the troll comments I got from the turtle writer, yeah, look at you arguing with Mark Penrose like you think you know better. You're an idiot. Who argues with who you think you know better? You think you're so smart. Well, guess who was right? Oh, me. Guess who was wrong? The attorney. Like, come on, man. Crazy. I mean, I certainly can't win. I mean, I'm part white, and I certainly can't fucking win in that society that they made. I'll tell you that much. Like you said, it's people who had money are already given small loans of $1 million and whatnot, you know, from their families or from their parents to start a business. Like that's easy to enrich yourself when you can get a loan of $1 million or $500,000 or $250,000 from your family. Most people don't have that option. You know what I mean? It's sad. Probably is going exactly the other one. It's just, as I interpret it, it's just not the way it was meant to be, because you have to think about all the things that weren't there, right? That didn't exist back then, and apply that as well. You know, it's just fucking sad. All of it is sad, you know? Yeah, you have to vet it. You can't just say, oh, well, this person said it, so it's true. You know, like Lawyer You Know did actually just put out a completely false statement on a very large show. And then people are repeating it over and over and over. Well, he said it and he's a lawyer, so he knows what he's talking about. No, he doesn't, and that was a lie. Or they excuse it. Well, that's not what he meant. What he meant was, no, what he meant was exactly what he said. You know, exactly what the fuck he said. You know? I mean, yeah, but I do think that the tax thing, you have to think of that as like, like right now, like I'm surprised we haven't had another Boston Tea Party, because the amount of taxes that we're dealing with right now, even here where the Boston Tea Party happened, here in Massachusetts, is fucking absurd. Absurd, the amount of taxes that we pay. No one can afford this shit. We're being taxed to hell, and they're all saying everything goes to roads and bridges. Okay, everything. Well, this tax goes to roads and bridges and schools and police, and this tax goes to roads and bridges and schools and police. The lottery, income tax, your property tax, except the roads and bridges are shit. No one's fixing them. Or they're working on the same one area for 3 years in the same place over and over. Where is our money going? It ain't going to the things that they're claiming it's going to. I'll tell you that much. You know what I mean? I think income tax is a fucking joke, in my opinion. They take so much from people who are working. It's deplorable and disgusting. I'm being taxed in 2 states right now. My husband, we're being taxed in 2 states. So he's being double taxed on his check, and you can't stop it. Can't stop it. Because his logistical routes are in Rhode Island, even though we live in Massachusetts and his company is here, and he picks up the truck from them here, because some of his routes, he drives on the roads of Rhode Island, they are taxing his check as well. So Rhode Island and Massachusetts are taxing him, even though Rhode Island has no right to any of his money. You know? Yeah. Definitely goes to people like Elon, that's for sure. You know? It's just crazy. Yeah, because they don't want to pay people. And I feel like this is still happening, right? Like we still have like a sort of slavery going on. It's just they'll pay you the least amount they can possibly legally pay you. Nobody's wages are increasing with inflation. And people, the middle class at least, were doing fairly well up until about the 80s, about 1978 or so. And then all these different things happened and all these different rules were made, and then jobs started getting rid of pensions. They started getting rid of unions, and it weakened what you and I make, right? These companies were like, nah, we'll pay them the dead minimum so we can give our shareholders more. And when they give you an increase, well, here's 25 cents. Here's your 25-cent raise, or your 49-cent raise, or your $1 raise for the year. And then for the next 5 years, we'll give you nothing. We have a freeze on giving anything extra. Meanwhile, the person coming in the door a year from now, they have to pay them $2 more because nobody's going to take the job, right? And this is the problem. And so people are like, no, people don't work. No, people don't want to work to not be able to pay their bills. There's a big difference. They're not going to take a job at $15 an hour if even working 80 hours, it's not going to cover their rent, their basic minimum. And so those companies are going to have to start paying people more to take those jobs that they should have increased pay on a long time ago. You ever go to work and your job's like, well, you know, we got rid of 3 positions, so here's 3 times your normal workload. They don't want to pay you anymore. They don't want to pay you anymore. They just want you to do 3 times your workload without being paid another single extra penny at all. Do you think they would take that? You think that they would take on 3 times the workload or 2 times the workload? Oh, well, it's only until we can hire someone. 6 months later, you're still doing it. You know? Come on, man. It's such a nasty thing. It really is. And I don't know if it's just because I'm just not a greedy person. You know what I mean? Like, I would rather share because I want to enjoy it with other people. Right? Like, what's the point of enjoying it if you don't have people to enjoy it with, in my opinion? Like, I would rather everybody have a good time, right? Like, that's my thing. Like, I would rather everyone be together and like have a good time together and everyone just be like, not like this person doesn't have to worry about, they can't afford to go to this restaurant that everyone's going to. Like, if one person just says, we're all going, I'll pay for it, or 3 people put together and like, no, we're all going, like, we're all paying for it. Like, you're coming, we didn't ask if you had money, you're just coming with us. Like, that's kind of how I am, because it's like I want the experience with the people that I care about, and not everybody's going to have it, right? So when I do have it, I give it, right? So that everybody can have a good time and everybody can just have that moment to not really have to worry about anything and just enjoy themselves, even if it's for an hour or 2 hours or 3 hours, like whatever it is, you know? I mean, I don't think people think these days, I mean, divide and conquer. Oldest trick in the book. Divide and conquer. Our politics do that every day. They divide people by parties, so therefore they conquer. If people actually stopped hating each other, it's kind of like the Karen Reed thing. If people stopped hating each other based on side, then guess what? There would be more of the us than there are of them. And then we might come together and we might figure out that it's not really working for 90% of us and that it ain't getting better, it's getting worse. And if we don't do something, nothing will ever change. And our kids are going to have it even worse than we do. So they have to separate you by party and make each other hate, each party. This side hates this side, that side hates this side, blah, blah, blah. Keep you separated and apart so that you never come together. I mean, to me, it's a simple concept, but it doesn't seem to be so simple for other people, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand. Hold on. Hmm. Interesting. Sometimes I get things and I have to think about, right? Like information that I get all the time that I have to like, it's just straight up disturbing, straight up fucking disturbing. That there are actually people online in real life or adults that behave in a way that makes you go, holy fuck, do we need insane asylums back? There's a reason why the prison I worked at existed. It existed for people with mental health issues who are in the prison system. But we need that for people who are not willing to get the help that they need. And it's very clear to everyone else on planet Earth that they need that help. Section 12 ain't working, not in our state. Section 12 is a mental health hold. It's up to 48 hours and realistically, or 72 hours. And realistically, most people are let out within the first 12. So we need some serious mental health, like, stuff for people who are not willing to get it for themselves, because we got some serious people with serious disturbing issues that do seriously disturbing shit as grown adults. I don't get it. I would never do this shit, dude. I would never do this shit. Like, you have to live with that behavior, the shit that you're doing. Like, you have to live with all of it. You know what I mean? No, I mean, I get it. I get that, but I don't know. Well, that's the other problem sometimes is government funded shit, whether state or otherwise, is fucking always a shit show, you know, red tape and all that. There were abuse in some cases, and that's why there needs to be like other ways to make sure that's not going to happen. Part of our problems as the government is that the government, instead of showing up to these sites unannounced to make sure they're checking things, is they always give these places a heads up, whether it's a nursing home, psych facility, hospital, jail, whatever the case may be. The government will say, we're going to be here on this day at this time 3 days from now or a week from now. And I've seen this happen at companies I've worked at where they start sending out the all alert, right? The government's coming to inspect. We need you to clean this, this, and this. We need you to do this, this, and this. We need you to not do this, this, and this. All the same things that like had never been talked about before or were not things before are now we can't do these things, and now these things are things that we have to do that we never did before, and these are things that need to change while they come, and then as soon as they come and there's nothing to see here and they leave, it goes right back. Stop giving a fucking heads up and just show up at these goddamn facilities to do these checks. Same thing with HUD, low-income housing. They run around, you know, putting paint on serious flood issues in the walls, and they just paint over the flood damage instead of fixing the pipe inside, so that when they come to do the inspection, the HUD people are like, okay, yep, everything looks good in these apartments that we picked to look at. Yep, great. When in reality, they just cosmetically went over all the actual issues so that no one could see them. Like, stop fucking giving a heads up, government. Just do your goddamn job and inspect these facilities without telling them you're coming, right? Like, fuck, man. I agreed. They should have solved it in a different way, and they just got rid of it, you know? Of course it did, because then you have all these people out there not treated with no, you know, they don't have the skills to be able to, and in places like Massachusetts, one of the most expensive to live in the entire country, even like disability doesn't cover even a half a month's rent. It doesn't even cover a rooming house now. Now you can't even cover a rooming house. What they get will not even be like a rooming house won't even, like, it's more money than what they get per month, period. Like, you know, like, we need to do better, period. It was postponed and we're not sure why yet. You know, it is a double-edged sword. It's broken for sure. I mean, there is some help, but again, then sometimes it's weeks or months long. And when people need that kind of mental health help, they're seeking it right now. Like, they usually can't wait weeks or months. Like, they're having that break then. Like, they cannot wait weeks or months. If they wait weeks or months on a waiting list, like, something bad is going to happen, you know? And then you have the people, like you said, that refuse the help, that refuse to understand that they have a very severe issue, or of things like narcissistic personality disorder. They think they're A-okay and they're amazing and awesome. And in real life, they are literally hurting so many people. And you could get them a therapist, but they're just going to lie to their therapist. So how does that help somebody with narcissistic personality disorder? It doesn't, right? Not that you can ever cure that anyway. But those people still can't get any help because they're not willing to get it on their own. And even on some small chance that they get a therapist or a psychiatrist, they're just going to lie. And so that's not going to help them. And that's the other part, which is anybody can get a therapist. Anybody can get any of that. But if you just lie to them and you make everyone else the problem and it's not you, then they're never going to be able to treat you correctly. So that's also a problem, you know? It's just fucking bonkers to me. I mean, it just doesn't make sense to me that, like, we have to do something. Because, like, as you can see, the population of people with mental health issues is exploding everywhere. Not that it hasn't for a really long time, it has. But, like, we're seeing it, I'm seeing it at least more and more as the years go on, of untreated, like, really severe mental health issues with people who clearly cannot be in society. Like, look at these people right now, and I'll use X as a example, because for some reason, you know, Elon doesn't take actual threats to people seriously on his platform at all. You know, he got rid of the block sort of feature. You can block someone, but they can still see everything you say, which just allows them to harass you more or ridicule you more on their own account. And then like someone else sends it to you. So it really essentially isn't a block, right? It just doesn't. And so I agree. It doesn't exist now, not in the capacity it did, you know. But you have so many of these people. They're willing to, on Turtle Boy's behalf, because he lies and says, "I didn't do anything. I am an angel. It's all of these people who are bad, and this is where they live, and this is their phone number, and this is their full name." All of his idiot minions have no problem committing crimes for him, right? They have no problem incessantly calling someone at 1 a.m. and telling them, "You're gonna get it," right? "You're a horrible person." Like all of these things, right? All of these things. Incessantly sending them text messages, sending things to their homes. Those are unwell people. Normal grown adults do not take a dog whistle from another clearly unwell grown adult and just believe whatever they say and then go harass everyone they want them to harass. It's not normal, right? And so I am seeing people get more bold and doing more insane things. And then when you're like, "Hey, I found out the identity of this person that keeps calling me," they're like, "How dare you say my name? How dare you tell people who I am? Hey, Kookie, you called me at 2 a.m. and you sent me crazy, unhinged, lunatic messages that were clearly threats. You can claim they aren't now, but they clearly are, right? What the fuck did you think was going to happen? Rainbows and sunshine and unicorn piss glitter? Like, what the fuck actually did you think was going to happen? I'm just wondering. Like, hey? Like, that's not normal thinking. That's not well people. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, you got that too. You have that too. You know? Just crazy to me. Crazy, you know? Yeah, it's nothing. Nothing is. But you about to fight somebody?
Yeah. Well,
OMG. Sorry, this is Schwesman. I mean, it just, I can't, right? I can't. He is a leader of free speech. Yeah, Oogie. He loves to get false charges, restraining orders, and whatnot. I mean, didn't he just recently try to get Meredith charged with like a bunch of different random things that just aren't true? Like, I mean, just saying. Ashley isn't the only person who spent the night in jail because of him who was innocent. There are numerous of those people. Numerous people who have gotten false charges, fake restraining orders, false bullshit. You know, he's filed false affidavits. He's had his minions file false affidavits, so they've committed perjury numerous times, numerous of them. They'll lie to cops, they'll lie to his attorneys for him. Like, whatever he wants them to do, they'll do it. They don't sometimes even have to be asked. They just do it for a good old pat on the back, or they think they're going to get access to him in some way, which is weird because why would you want it? Right? Like, he's just a human, actually not a good human. So I really don't get it. It doesn't really make sense. Right? Not a good human, not even a little. And I'm like, what the actual fuck as a society are we doing here? Like, what are we doing? Right? Like, I prefer to like take a call from someone who wants my help, you know, and help them. And not here, but in real life. You know? A 1-800 number. That is, listen, if your wife in the future ever needs an ear or a shoulder to lean on or help in that department, you email me and I'll give you my number. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't, the 1-800 numbers are a joke, in my opinion. They might help somebody in that moment, but a lot of the times they just go, "Okay, let's see where we can refer you to." They refer you to some agency that tells you there's a 4 to 6 week wait. It's just not good, right? Not good. I have CPTSD, so sometimes I have anxiety. I haven't had a panic attack in 2 years, thank God. But I know what those feel like. You know what I mean? I know. It feels like an elephant is sitting on your chest and you can't breathe. And you're in panic mode for sometimes no reason or a reason that you can't differentiate. You know? But no one should ever feel like, damn, I am looking for that help. I feel like I'm getting too many panic attacks or anxiety attacks, or maybe you have PTSD and you haven't been diagnosed, or CPTSD like me and you haven't been diagnosed and you really need some therapy, whatever the case may be, right? And then you go looking for help and everywhere tells you like, oh, sorry, you can't help you for like 3 months. You're already at your wit's end. There is like not waiting 3 months. That's not an option, right? Like, and if anybody ever gets to that point, they don't know what else to do, right? Like, my door is always open. My messages are always on. Absolutely, I will 100% be there, because I know what that's like to have to feel like, wow, like what do you do from here? You know what I mean? Like, what do you do from here? I've had PTSD for a really long time, and when they diagnosed me with CPTSD, I didn't even know there was a CPTSD. I knew there was a PTSD, but I did not know that there was a like a CPTSD, complex post-traumatic stress disorder. I had no idea. I had to have them differentiate for me. Like, okay, what's the difference? You know what I mean? Like, it's PTSD, right? Like, yeah, but because you've had numerous bad traumas, it's more complex than just the one thing. And so I had no idea that even fucking existed. I had no clue, none at all. Oh, those are so cute. But they are wild, they are wild. I haven't had one in a really long time, thank God, but they could come at any time. And sometimes for no reason. Sometimes you don't even know why. You really don't. Just your body saying like, all right, all right. Yeah, see? My daughter's a German Shepherd, but he's a big baby. He thinks he's a lap dog. He literally thinks he's like, dude, you are a German Shepherd. You are too big. You're not a lap dog, sir. Like, but he thinks he's a lap dog. Absolutely. I mean, I think that's the hard part too, is like, when you don't like, if you don't know someone personally in your life that has panic attacks or anxiety, then you're like, who, you don't want to go to anybody with that. You don't want to bother anybody. You don't want anybody to think different of you, like all of that, and you're like, oh, fuck, like, I'm just going to keep this to myself and still try to just get a new therapist or something, right? Like, that's not healthy either. Like, find someone, and even if that someone is someone who's a stranger like me, like someone, and there are support groups out there, and those actually do help. I've had a couple people that I've referred to, like, in emergency situations, like where they're waiting for a therapist. They can always reach out to me, they can always message me, they can always call me, but also there are support groups. There's a couple on Facebook for people with different things: CPTSD, anxiety, agoraphobia, panic, like all of those things. And like, there's always someone to relate to, and being able to relate to someone is extremely helpful when it comes to that stuff. And that's what'll happen. It will run you down if it just sneaks up on you like that. I haven't had one in 2 years, but if another one came, that's what would happen. Wait me out, It absolutely would. You probably would be a therapist. We have to be okay with being flawed. I'm okay with being flawed. I'm not perfect. There's no such thing as a perfect human. There's no such thing as normal, in my opinion, right? I'm glad I have my therapist, because sometimes, like, how there are those therapists that are always just like, well, how do you feel about that? And I'm like, I can't deal with a therapist like that. I can't do it. Like, I can't. I just automatically shut down, and I'm like, if you're not going to provide any useful things, but, well, how do you feel about that? Then I don't need to be paying you, right? Like, then there's no fucking reason to pay you. So for me, if it wasn't for who I have as a therapist, who's been my therapist for years, then I probably wouldn't be in therapy, right? Because you have to also find the right therapist for you. And sometimes it takes numerous people, and for some people, dozens of people. And also, you have to find the right way. Are you going to go in office? Are you going to do it on the phone or virtually? Do you have a car? Do you not have a car? How far is the place from you? Is it going to interfere with the hours that you have to be at work or get your kids? Like, those are all factors, all factors in how you decide things. Pretty much in every aspect of life, It just is, Right? We're just beautiful disasters over here. And I totally am accepting of the fact that we can all be beautiful disasters together, man. No shame, no freaking shame, no judgment, none of it. Never feel stupid. ever, this is why I say, like, and I mean it, like, I know people say it and they're like, oh, my door's always open, like, and nobody ever wants to take somebody up on that offer because they're like, yeah, just being nice. Like, I'm not just being nice, I mean it. Like, and anybody here who's like sent me an email can tell you, like, I will answer you. Like, I haven't been great with Facebook lately, I promise. Like, I've been horrible with checking my Facebook lately, I'm not gonna lie, but my emails go right to my phone. And Facebook, it goes to my phone, but like, it always is there, so I just don't notice it. And my phone's usually on vibrate because if I leave it on ring, it'll just incessantly ding and beep and ding and beep and ding and beep. And so, like, my husband and kids don't want to listen to my phone incessantly dinging and beeping from emails and text messages and like phone call, like all of the above, right? Like, because there's always someone reaching out, whether it's just to talk, or whether it's because they need to know a resource, or it's because someone's asking me to help someone else from all the like advocacy stuff I've done. Like my phone's just always going off. And so my family would probably kill me if I didn't keep it on vibrate. I kid you not. So I actually had a sandwich and soup last night. I had a half a sandwich and a soup last night for dinner. And I had a little bit more of like bread. Like, I cannot stomach actual food right now. Which sucks because I'm like thinking about how hungry I am in this moment and what I'm gonna possibly eat later, and I'm like, God damn, I'm gonna have to probably go for getting some more soup. Trying to get to the store and getting some more soup. My sister was saying to me yesterday, I talked to her on the phone, and she said, why not go to, what the fuck did she say, does like a soup and a half sandwich? Where was it? Panera. And I'm not a Panera person. Like, I probably have had Panera maybe twice in the last like 10 years. I kid you not. And I said, girl, are you gonna bring me? And also, are you gonna pay for it? Like, what are you talking about? And she was like, yeah, good point. I was like, yeah, real good point. I don't have a car. Y'all forget I don't have a car. But I did not know they did like a whole like soup and half a sandwich thing. Good to know though. Good to know. You know? Well, it also depends. Like, for a long time before I found my therapist, it did help to just talk to people like friends, you know, like real close friends. Like that, the first person I ever talked to about the stuff from childhood was a friend. And if it wasn't for that friend, I might not have ever gotten to the point where I was okay even talking to a therapist about there's something in my eye. I feel like this in my eye. I probably would have never gotten to that point to even talk to a therapist about it, you know? And again, it has to be the right therapist. But if you have like family or friends that are, you know, willing to listen like that, or, you know, hear you, like have time for you like that, then like that's also an option. Like, that's also an option. You can't be afraid to like have those conversations with people. And if I need to be that person, whether it's a stranger or not, I'm more than happy, you know? I have looked into a lot of that stuff. I don't do what you call like, I mean, I guess it's conventional. It's cognitive behavioral therapy. I've looked into all sorts of things, including being like hypnotized and sort of like different plant-based things that will help your, you know, mind, body, and soul. Like, I've looked into a lot of different aspects, and not just for like panic or anxiety, but also I have psoriasis really bad on my scalp and on my leg, on my legs, like on my shins, and that comes with all the inflammation that's in my body right now. And a lot of the chronic pain that I get. So I've even looked into it for that. Like, for instance, I cut out peppers and onions, and I really love peppers and onions, but they're inflammatory. And when I don't eat them, I have less pain. If I eat them, I have more pain. I actually, for a long time, used CBD patches, and they absolutely did help with some of my pain. Obviously, it did not take away all of it, but it definitely helped somewhat with it. But the patches were getting expensive, and I couldn't afford to just keep buying those patches. Although they were very helpful. They were 24-hour patches, and you put one on. So for 24 hours, you know, the CBD, and it was just CBD. It was no cannabis, just CBD. But I've tried like the oils, the creams. For some reason, that the one patch was the only CBD thing that actually helped. But psychotherapy, like it's like a psychiatrist, are doing like a whole psych social, you know, they'll they'll like do the whole thing for you and tell you like every tiny little thing they think that you could benefit from, or any tiny little thing they think you have, whether it's depression or bipolar or like me, you have CPTSD and just anxiety, you know. It is the venom that stays inside. So if you just hold on to it without letting it out, sometimes you just build it until it explodes like a Hiroshima bomb, you know? Yeah, well, I mean, I couldn't really stomach much else besides like some bread and some chicken noodle soup is what I had. A chicken noodle. It was good. It was good soup though. It was very good soup. That's interesting. Yeah, CBD, I mean, it was the one patch from the one company that I got it from. And I got like a deep I had a friend that was like working for them, some sort of MLM basically. But at the time, and like I got like a deep discount on them from her. And they actually worked. And I did not think they were gonna. And so I bought them for months, but they started like upping the prices, and my friend wasn't working there anymore, and I was like, I can't afford, like, these are crazy. And even though it was helping with my pain, they didn't tell you like how much CBD was in them, so like I can't recreate it, which is so frustrating to me. So fucking frustrating to me, you know? That's interesting though. I am interested. Like that is interesting. I've never heard of that. See, you guys teach me stuff all the time that I've never heard of. I write this stuff down for you guys, you know? There's actually a shampoo that I need to get for my psoriasis. I leave it on my wish list so that I remember to get it, but I never do when I get paid because I always end up having to pay other things. Yeah, I can't. So I have myocarditis, and when I take like ibuprofen for some reason, I get more like chest pains. So I try not to take any of that. If I just try to suck it up at this point, which sucks because like it's not suck upable. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of pain. Like even now, like I move a lot, as you guys notice, I move a lot. I switch positions a lot, my legs a lot. You know, it's a lot in my like lower half, but even like my neck and shoulders and back. But at least with those, like hot shower and like good massage from my husband, it'll feel okay for a little bit. But my lower extremities, legs, ankles, feet, knees, and even my hips, I get a lot of inflammation and pain in them, unfortunately. That was a good one. That was a very good one. Lotions with CBD. Yeah, so I've tried the lotions a bit, but I can't recreate what was working. None of them seem to freaking work. I don't know if it's just like not enough CBD, or like maybe there's like another something I need to like incorporate into it that I didn't know about. Like whatever the case is I need to try to recreate whatever it is that CBD patch used to do, you know? That's interesting. I'm gonna have to try this and see if it works, because like, hey, I've never heard of that before. That's actually a really good freaking point. I love this. I love this. Yeah, I just don't, because I often find that like maybe a couple hours after taking the ibuprofen, even within like an hour, I start to feel like, again, I have myocarditis, so I get the chest pains, and it's not just on one side. I get them all over my chest from it. And it's scary. It makes you feel like you're having a heart attack or a stroke or something. Oh, damn. A goat farm, goat milk, goat cheese. That's so strange. Camps will be good for stuff like that. You know what I mean? It should. There is no pill for that. You know. Shame be gone. I think as a childhood survivor of SA, I can say that I lived with that for a really long time, and like I was a kid. You know what I mean? Like I was a kid. There's no reason to feel shame. It just kind of comes with the territory of being a victim. And I think a lot of the times shame is a big reason why people don't talk about it. People don't seek any help for it. And that's why I say, like, if there's no one in your family or your friends that you feel comfortable talking to about it, and you feel like, Elisa's been through this, like, maybe she'll talk to me about it, I absolutely will, right? Like, even if you just need me to listen, right? I'll just listen. Sometimes some people just need a vent. Sometimes you just need a good vent. I know sometimes I just need a good vent. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes I need a good vent. I just do, Cannabis and cocoa leaves. Those kind of some old recipes from back in the day, right? Where they used cocaine for like a lot of stuff way back when. Right? I mean, they couldn't have been all bad. They used them for a long time, This is like the last time we were talking about, like, our grandparents used to use, what did somebody say was gin, right? Gin on babies' teeth back in the day when they were teething. And I was like, good Lord, y'all were getting babies drunk back. And no, I'm just kidding. But like, that's what they used to do. I think somebody said it was gin. I couldn't figure out what alcohol was, but I remember my grandparents saying, like, back in the day, that's how they like helped babies with there was no Oragel back then. So that's what they did back then, was like put their finger in like an alcohol and like rub it on the baby's gums. And I'm like, they did what now? Like, can you imagine someone doing that now? It'll be all over the news. Like, what the hell? All the shit our grandparents used to do and get away with. When I was a kid, my grandfather used to drive us down to the beach. Was like at the end of the street from the summer cottage that my grandparents owned, that was passed down from my grandfather's grandfather. It was passed down the generations. The summer houses, there was two. One was given to my grandfather, and one was given to my grandfather's cousin. And there was a beach at the end of the road where you could walk to. It was like a more private beach with like harsher sand. And then there was one at the beginning of the street, which was like maybe 2 miles or so up on a peninsula in Rocky Nook in Kingston. And my grandfather would just he had like a old Ford truck. And when I mean old, I mean, I would guess it was maybe 70s. It had red stripe down the side. It was a black truck with a red stripe down the side, and it had all red leather interior, one seat, you could fit 3 people. And so it would take me, all my cousins, and my brothers and sisters, and all of our cousins and everything, and because we wouldn't all fit, obviously, in the truck with all the floaties and like all the whatever, we would ride in the bed of the truck. Right? And just one of the adults would get in the bed with us, and we would ride down to the beach. Like, you can't do that now. You cannot do that now. You know what I mean? You cannot. It definitely helps with anxiety. And it should help with things like arthritis and carpal tunnel. And I have arthritis too. So believe me when I say, like, it definitely did help with pain. But I've tried like the CBD creams and like whatever it was that was in the patch with the CBD, I think was the thing that was like working. And they don't give you the ingredients on like what else is in them or how much of what else is in them, unfortunately. So it's the only reason they process it and only sell it illegally is because there's no market for it. I agree. I think they do a lot with like, the government does a lot of shady shit with even shit that they outlaw, they use, but they use it in other countries. Paregoric. Is that what it was called? Square by CBD oil directly to my pain from arthritis. See, works so well. I have both with and without THC. So I can't do the one with THC, but I just got to figure out what the hell was in that damn patch. Because whatever that CBD patch had in it with the CBD is whatever was working. Because I don't know. Unprocessed natural medicine is against big pharma's monetary goals. Well, that's the other thing. Do you know that there are like, cancer research studies done in other countries with other medications, a lot of like herbals and other just like other medications that are used on cancer patients in other countries that are very like productive. And we don't have them here because, well, in my opinion, big pharma would lose a lot of money. So we can't have that here, I was about 21 freeze when I started healing from it, about 21. And some people bring it to their grave with them. My dad did. Some people bring it to their grave with them, or they talk about it with one person or never, ever with anyone, ever. Some people never talk about it. So talking about it at 21 or 25 or 27 is like, that's good, you know? Yeah, it does come in waves where you're like, was it worth it? Is it worth it? Like, I think it is. Because if you can help one other person heal from it, then to me, it's worth it. And I have. So it's worth it to me. You know, if my experience, even if it was a painful one, can help someone else heal or give someone else a way to heal or even just a shoulder to lean on or someone to listen, then I feel good about being able to share it. You know, even if it's one person, then it's one more than would have if I didn't share. You know what I mean? Straight CBD oil. Maybe that's what I need to do. They do have prescriptions. My nephew, for his epilepsy, funny enough, has a prescription for CBD pills. So that's like a thing. You know what I mean? Oh, that's dude. Now they tax it to all hell. At least here in Massachusetts, like it's ridiculous the amount of tax they slap onto it. Like an extra $10, almost. It's like an extra $8 or $9 every time you go to the dispensary. I don't smoke marijuana, but my husband does, and he uses it for sleep and anxiety. And anytime I've gone there for him, like say he's at work and my neighbor's going, and I'll just go for him because he'll be closed when he gets out. The tax on it is ridiculous. I'm like, is this real life? Like, is this real life? The amount of tax that they're slapping on this shit now? Like, come on, man. You know? Yeah, that they don't want it. That's why, because it's not going to make them that kind of money. You know, it's not going to make them the billions with a B, billions, trillions with a T. You know, that is freaking awesome. See, I have to try some of these things. Myocarditis, yeah. So it's like inflammation of like the walls, the muscles of your heart. I have a lot of inflammation in my body, unfortunately, and that was from COVID. I didn't have it before then. Didn't have psoriasis before then. Didn't have the myocarditis. Didn't have psoriasis. Didn't have. I have tinnitus in this ear. Never had tinnitus before. There was no reason for me to have tinnitus. I didn't. I have fibro, arthritis, MS, all these different things, POTS, all these different things that I did not have before that. So, yeah, I mean, you got to do. Listen, I like to meditate. I never really get a chance, but I do like to meditate. And shout out to Maureen. You guys know Maureen Hancock, right? She's a friggin' rock star. And I really was hoping for like Christmas, somebody would have got me like a gift certificate to go down to her. She has like a little place down there in Bridgewater, so that I could do some like healing meditation classes down there because I would have loved that. But that didn't happen. But nonetheless, shout out to Maureen Hancock because she's a very local medium in the area, a very well-known, famous one. But her little videos, her healing from the heavens little videos she puts out on Facebook are so helpful. And then she puts out a lot of like little funny ones where she's just doing little live streams. And she is so funny. She literally is so funny and she makes me laugh. And so I'm like, you know, it's people like that who check on a daily basis and go over there and like, I get a good, you know, you get a good feeling when you laugh, right? So she's always got something funny to say. And I love that about her. Yes. No, I think it's TikTok. Let me see. I don't think she has a YouTube. Maybe she does. Let me see. Maureen, do you have a YouTube? Maureen? I don't know if she's watching. Sometimes she watches our shows. And we love that she does. Let me see. I don't know. Well, she does. Looks like she does. Postcards from Heaven. Yeah, that's the ones that I watch sometimes. And it's her doing her like thing, you know. Maureen Hancock. I'll show you so you guys can see what it looks like. And here's her channel. So you guys can subscribe to Maureen. She is right here. She used to do the Judge Bev impressions. If you ever saw her, she does a great Judge Bev impression, not gonna lie. No, this is YouTube. This is her on YouTube right here. And she is so funny. She is so freaking funny. Looks like she hasn't done anything on her YouTube in a couple years, though. So you might want to follow her on Facebook, because her Facebook is where I see most of her stuff. These ones look like they're 5 or 6 years old. 5 years, 6 years. Let me see if they're in the live streams here. Nope, 7 years ago. You probably gotta go to her Facebook, because I feel like that's where you're gonna find all her new ones. Because it doesn't look like any of them are here on YouTube, but at least she does have a YouTube channel. But I think you guys would find her funny. I saw her one of her opening gifts that people left her. Let me see if I can find that one real quick, because it's actually quite funny. Like like I'm telling you, you guys would enjoy her a lot. If I can, okay, let's see. What? No, I don't want ads. No. Whiskey Caro syrup, lemon, and hot water. Interesting. Every time I play one of her videos, when I'm done live streaming, YouTube's like, oh, you have a copyright, because it plays like, because on YouTube, I mean, on Facebook and on TikTok and on Twitter, you can play background music, right? YouTube, you can't. And it picks up on any little thing that someone owns the rights to, even though like you're playing it for like, you know what I mean? Like playing something else, which is like fair use. But I don't feel like arguing about fair use. Like I don't want to argue about it. It seems very stupid, right? So let me see. Find one of our little videos here, because they're so cute. I want the regular one. She's not been on here as a guest. I would love to have Maureen as a guest. I love that. I would love that. Let's see. Why isn't it in order? Like, what is happening? Why is this not in order? Oh, damn it. It's like, yeah, see, it's so stupid. It is fair use, and in my opinion, it's being fair use. So, like, what the actual F, man? You know? Pisses me off. It's like, it's fair use. What are we doing? Like, I don't know why I can't find what I'm looking for here, but it's not letting me search like I would search on my phone. You know how like on your phone it lets you like, search the way you want? Maybe it's on here. No, it was before the vaccine existed. Unfortunately, I wish I could say that that's what it was from. Before it existed. Believe me. Okay, I found it. All right, now I need to show you guys her Christmas video, because it's so cute. See, but she says, even this one, you need to try this nervous system regulation exercise. It's like this is like she has a little studio there in Bridgewater, and oh my God, she's so funny. I can't. Pain relief. She's talking about pain management, pain relief in one of her videos. This is what I mean, though. Like, but I want to show you guys her like Christmas video. It was so very cute. Where people had sent her like little boxes of things around Christmas time, and some people didn't leave like a note or like a card. Yeah, music, that's what I'm talking about, like background music. If you have background music on your videos, so if I play something that has background music, I get a thing from YouTube afterwards that I need to edit it out, or I need to mute like the sound, and so it'll go, and I have to like click a button, and it'll have to go back to the video and take out the sound for that specific part because it had this background music on it. It's ridiculous. Otherwise, I have to fight it, which takes my video down until I win that fight for fair use. I don't have time for that. You know what I mean? So I'd rather just, show you guys, and then if I have to take it off later, like the mute it later, then whatever. It is what it is. Our dogs are so funny. Oh, her pups. They're so cute. Okay. Security tag. They left a security tag on something. Right? It is. It's YouTube though. It's not all the other places you can do it. It's not it's literally YouTube is the only place that we give we have a fucking problem. So annoying. Like all the other platforms let you do it. Okay, I found it. 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 It's too funny here. And it's probably gonna have music in it, so whatever. Later on, if you're not watching it live with me,
hey you guys, come unbox with me.
Background music.
I just got a few packages from people, friends. How do they know where I live? Hey, you know what? You know, I told you I've had stalkers, whatever. I've got cameras all around the house. Was that an orb that just floated by? Did you see that? All right, so the first one here.
She's so funny.
Okay, let's see. You're awesome. This is so nice. Oh, this is a lot of writing. Hi, Mommy, spreading the joy. Family loves you. Oh, I saw your eyebrow chronicles. Naked and afraid. These are fake. Pulled them all out. Go back in time. See my videos.
Naked
so
and
this
afraid.
is like some healthy skincare stuff. Oh, look at this. A 6-piece. Thank you. Oh my God. And this is from, let's see, Megan Hughes Very. On Insta, she's at something_safer because these are all safe products. The shit that's in your products is just unbelievable. Oh, I like this. A cleanser with pre and probiotics. Safe and toxin free. All right, I'm going to try all this stuff. This is 6 pieces. Probably
She
gonna
does
see
look like Beth.
looking younger. All right, this one is very different. This is how it came. All right. There's no card. I know I'm psychic, but what the hell? All right, come on, you fucker. Oh, I shouldn't say that because somebody gave me a Jesus candle. I love Jesus. Oh, and guess what? Oh, see, that was Jesus. Turn that off. I know I have ADD, ADHD. Look at this. Cape Cod potato chip. A heart potato chip. Look at that. Oops, just broke my heart. All right.
She's so funny. I can't stand it.
Ooh. Okay. What's this? What is this? You know what just popped into my head? Swear to God, nervous system regulation thing that you put around your neck. I think it kind of zaps you, and you have your vagus nerve that runs from head to base of your spine. I bet you that's it. Oh, this feels alive. It's got its own case. Is it like sexual? I don't think so. Oh my God, what is this? This is so soft. And like, I want chocolate. I was really hoping this was a box of chocolates, but this doesn't have a card.
She's a riot.
Look at it. It's like, I feel like it's naked and afraid, and I'm wearing. Ooh, it's all rubbery. Let's see. How do you do this? Anyway, I'll do it later. But yeah, you put it around your neck. Yeah, it's a nervous system regulator. But who is it from? Come on. There's something else. What is this? Oh, there's a card. See how it's not a card. Okay, no. I've got problems. It's just how to operate it. Some kind of a, what do you do with this? Oh, you must put it around your neck and then people don't know that you have a neck vibrator on. Okay. Oh my God, when Harry met Sally. Anyway, one more. Again, no card. I love you all. It's a little creepy. Give me a card. Look at this. This is a crazy 8-ball. My God, do you guys remember this? This is so fun, kind of. Like, I feel like Santa's here. But, you know, do you remember the crazy 8-ball? You shake it up, ask it questions. Okay. Am I ever going to find out who sent me these? Concentrate and ask again. Shut the hell up. Am I ever going to meet Judge Beverly Cannoni? I'll allow it. Hold on. As I see it, yes. Oh my God. A bunch of girls ran into her at a restaurant the other night. They thought it was me. They went up and they were like, oh my God, we love your judge videos. It was her. She got up and she ran out. Okay, this is a really long video. Lots of love from the heavens above. Merry Christmas.
I just
Hey,
love
you
her.
guys.
I can't. I just love her. I absolutely adore her. And she's got plenty of videos on her Facebook. Her Facebook is Maureen Hancock fan page. And there's plenty of other videos on there of her. And she is so funny. She is just so funny and so spunky, and I love it. Yeah, and that's the thing, right? Like, she doesn't. Thankfully, she didn't have a cult after her. But like, you got to keep your address away from crazy people. I only give it to the people that I like trust at this point. You know, that might ask, and those people I will give it to. But other than that, that's why we have like the Amazon wish list. It's like it gets sent right to wherever you want it sent to, and it doesn't give the address. So I choose to like. I can also choose another option. Like I can choose to have the address in it sent to my sisters or my neighbors or someone else down the street, a friend. Like it, you can do whatever. But I mean, if you haven't watched Maureen's videos, you should watch her Postcards from Heaven. If you're a skeptic about mediums, I'm telling you, it's probably something you will not be skeptic about if you ever went in person to, that's what it's called, the Zen Loft. It's in Bridgewater. And to have all sorts of different like events there and like healthy mind, healthy body, things like that. I love it. Oh, so she said, I shared a beautiful story I saw on Facebook of a mother cleaning out her car when her radio suddenly came on without the keys in it, playing a beautiful song about angels, an obvious sign from her loved one. I was reported for a copyright violation. I took it down. I just wanted to share such an amazing sign from the heavens above. Like, even on Facebook, she's a copyright violation. This is crazy. Crazy. Like, enough with the fair use of copyright crap, people. Like, for the love of God. But we absolutely love Maureen. She's so funny and witty. You had a reading? Yeah, you said that, right? Like, best ever. I haven't had a reading from her, but I know people who have, and they all absolutely have been like, it was spot on, like a spot on, right? And she travels. She was in Danbury, Connecticut, I believe, a couple days ago. And she's doing, let's see, Stadium Theater, February 14th. Looks like, and 2 nights at the Iris Hotel in the Cape, February 26th and April 9th at 7 p.m. Palace Theater, Manchester, New Hampshire, March 12th. Travels different places, which is cool. And I love that she does, because then it gives more people the opportunity to meet her. And she's just such a spunky person, Postcards from Heaven returns to the Seaport Resort and Marina. That's kind of cool. January 15th and February 19th. Limited seats, going fast, 7 p.m. there. But she has little videos you guys can watch, and I think it is. You know what I mean? They sent me a turtle when I was open for cash. Yeah, the dead turtle. I mean, this is lunatics. Who does this shit? I mean, that's the stuff that just bothers me. It's like, who the actual F does this shit? Sending dead turtles in a jar. Like, who does that? It's weird. I don't get it. Hey, guys, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand. But nonetheless, we send all our love to Maureen because she's hilarious and always gives me an uplifting haha when I need one. Always. Let me just check real quick here. Okay. Let's see, I got one little donation here. So I haven't looked at the phone in a while. Thank you, Anonymous. My daily check-in, $10. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you, Anonymous, for that. I appreciate that very, very much. Y'all know how to help out the channel if you so choose. There are much, munchy, mishy different ways. the free ways. You hit the like button, the subscribe button. Those are all free. You can share the video. You can be here and watch. That's always super helpful too. Leaving comments on the videos when they're not live anymore. That's really helpful as well. And hyping them when they're not live anymore. Those are super helpful as well. And then there are the other ways, the monetary ways, for Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, Revolut. We have a link for debit or credit. It's in the chat, link at the top. And then you can enter any amount, remain anonymous in any of these. And then there's also the information that's in the description of all of the videos that we have always. And then we have memberships that you give to other people and yourself. And then the super chats and super cheers, which are always on. And we appreciate any and all of those. And again, thank you to Park for coming up with her. And she said she loves communities from earlier. Thank you again to Allie. And you're totally welcome. Thank you, Allie. And MLF Pink Lady, aka Meredith, thank you. We appreciate you. Guys, for being solid. Can't believe I've been here almost 3 hours already. Holy crap. Hold on a second. I'm trying to find something here and I can't. What the hell is it? Hold on. What the actual fuck? Okay, nobody cares about that. Hold on. Trying to find something specific here. I don't get it, dude. Hold on. Oh boy. Love you. See you later. I'm sending you love and hugs. Lots of hugs. Oh my God. Hold on. This is like endless about nonsense. Hold on. I'm literally not understanding why the fuck. Oh boy. I just don't understand, like, why some people feel the actual need to be so fucking unself-aware. What the fuck are we really doing here? Like, it's the audacity for me. It is, honestly. It's the audacity. It's the audacity. I don't understand. Oh. Oh, this is an interesting take. Hold on.
I don't care if they were white people. Infiltrating a state with 25 to 50,000 people who are dependent on the system is not racist. And by the way, I was saying this about the welfare system years and years and years ago. And the worst part about it is that when a middle-class family that just tries every single day falls
Wouldn't
on
say.
hard times, there is shit for them. There's fucking nothing for them.
You don't say.
You get nothing.
You don't say.
I won't even take the bait and go, well, what about our veterans? And I have the right to say that because of my father being a homeless veteran, and I have the right. I won't even say that. Let's just talk about, I said this all the time, about single fucking dads. Let's talk about Jack and George's dad who has a girlfriend, but if he were single, he would not be able to afford to live on his own.
Okay, even
He
if
works
he's a single
a
mom,
decent
he
job.
wouldn't be able to.
He makes more than
Same.
minimum wage. He would not be able to survive on one income, paying child
You
support
think?
in Massachusetts right now. Absolutely not. And why is it that a person who just
Oh, that's
crossed
a
our
good point.
border gets
Good
to come
point.
here and
I
thrive?
don't know.
I'll even say this. Don't even give him it forever. Give it to him for 1 year. Allow him to work full-time at his job, and for 1 year, put him up in an apartment and pay for everything. Give him the food,
Yeah, right.
give him the insurance, give him everything for 1 fucking year,
They don't
and let
do
him
that,
save
though.
the rest
They don't
of his
even
money
do that.
and
Like,
give him a head start.
you still have to pay. Like, that doesn't make sense.
Give a fucking kid, that Casey girl that I can't even talk about it without crying. This girl was raised in a family with a bunch of fucking addicts. She gets hurt. She becomes an addict. She goes to rehab. She beats it one time because she believes you don't have to constantly go back, that the system is designed to make you go back over and over and over again after relapsing. She beat it one time. And here is this girl.
Okay.
She's out of rehab. She has been thriving. She gets her kids back. She's working a full-time job.
No, yeah, most people do that.
Full-time
My
job.
husband does that. Yeah.
Making
I work there
$21
too,
an
guys.
hour.
Yep, 21. That's it. And you make too
And
much.
she cannot thrive.
Oh,
Her
geez.
rent is fucking almost $2,000
Who knew
a
that would
month.
happen?
She gets no food stamps. She gets no
No.
utility help.
No.
She gets fucking nothing. And
No.
every single day that girl is
But hold on a second. But hold on, right?
carrying on her shoulders that she was an addict and she could easily give up and go back to being an addict, give her.
So she's talking about a girl, apparently, who used to be an addict, right? Who works a full-time job. $21 an hour is too much to get benefits. All true. But we're talking about the same person here who then shits on people like me. This is the part that, and I understand that, Ski, but like, this is the part that to me is the hypocrite part, right? So her friend or whoever it is used to be an addict, made 21 bucks an hour, can't get any help, right? Okay, well, she's the same person cheering on Aiden to make up lies that the food stamp 5 is comprised of all people who get food. I don't get food stamps. I get nothing. You get nothing. You get nothing. We work. My husband works. I work. Okay, so we get nothing. $21 an hour is too much to get assistance. Even 21 is too much to get assistance. Okay, which is next to nothing in this state to pay for your rent. My rent is over $2,000 a month, just the rent. Never mind the utilities. Okay, but she's the same person who sits there and shits on people like me, right? Used to be an addict. Definitely could easily go back to that. I don't know why anybody would want to, but cool. Hypocrite much. Hypocrite much, bro. Okay? No, we can't fucking thrive. There's nothing to thrive. All the money that comes in goes right back out. Now we're talking about the same person that said that she's poor and can't afford to fix the dishwasher for 5 years, but then said she made an astronomical amount of money in December. I can't. I literally fucking can't. It takes years, Ski, unfortunately. And that process is a very long process, one that I've been doing for a while. It takes years to like finish all of that. Like they want you to see your doctors, their doctors. It's like a whole shit show. And then usually they deny you the first time and you got to get an attorney and do the second time. Like it's a whole shit show. Like the whole process is made for you to like them to deny you the first time because you don't have an attorney, and then them to go, okay, I give up. And most people do after they're denied the first time. Second time around, you get an attorney, and then usually you're approved. With the amount of ailments I have, it should be like, you would think it would be, pretty easy to be like, cool, right? No, nowadays it's like you have to jump through 17,000 different hoops.
Kids back to the system, and she is just going to fucking lose it all. And every day this girl wakes up and she's going, I can't thrive. I can't
No,
afford
it can't.
it. I cannot afford to thrive.
Nope.
And that's her just looking to thrive in a regular, like everyday situation. People want to like get at me and say something to me about like YouTube or whatever. I'm going to tell you something. I am doing
Didn't
what
she
I
get at other
can
people like
for
me?
my family. This is the best thing for my family. I could cry about it.
Oh God, please don't. For the love of God, please. Okay, again, same person who said YouTube isn't a job for anybody but Aiden, right? So YouTube's not a job for me. It's not a job. Like literally, it's the best thing and I can do for my family because I have a lot of ailments and I am disabled, right? So if I could do something and I could help people at the same time, like then I'm gonna do it. It took you 3 years. Yeah, see, that's what I mean. Like it's not meant for it to work right away. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Like that's the system that we have set up. This is what our government sets up. It's fucking ridiculous, right? But like, why is it okay for her, but it's not okay for me? Make it make fucking sense, dude. All right, this is where the hypocrisy comes in. That pisses me off so much. It's like, okay, most of us are going through that, but you love to shit on people like myself in that same scenario as your friend, right? Except she's like able-bodied, right? Like my husband, and I'm disabled. Like, come on. I know that you guys don't have anything like that there, right? Or if single people, do they even do it for families there, Leah, or no? Is it just like none at all, period? Because you got to buy into, part 2 or part A or part B if you have to do it, which is expensive, it's expensive. It's fucking really expensive. But my point is this
I could cry. I made
like,
so much money in December. It's life changing.
Life changing. She made so much. I can't even listen to this anymore. I'm just disgusted at the phone. Like so much money in December, it's life changing. But I can't fix my dishwasher for 5 years. I'm so poor that I can't do that. Amazing. Life changing for me would be like $5,000 that I could go get a used car. That changes my income because it allows my husband to go back to his old job to make more money. Like life changing, I guess, is 2 different things for me and Jess. But I just don't understand it. She actively cheers on these people that shit on everyone else trying to make an honest living. But it's okay for her and Aiden, but it's not okay for anybody else. Make it fucking make sense. That math ain't mathing, friends. That math is not fucking mathing. Not for me, it's not. Just don't fucking understand it. It makes no logical sense to me at all. I can't. Oh God. I have to show you guys this just like it gave me a giggle. Gave me a giggle. This doesn't give you a giggle, I don't know. Just popped up on my timeline. Mike, received my first chip. Don't start none, won't be none. 2026. I freaking can't. I can't. I mean, it's very true. That's a true statement. I get it. Surviving is something we're all trying to fucking do, right? I just don't understand where her mind goes. I really don't. Like the hypocrisy of it all. Like, oh, parody accounts are not good, but it's totally okay when Aiden does it, and it's First Amendment when he does it. All his behavior is okay, and his charges are bogus, but I want to file charges on a parody account of me. Like, bro, if I file charges on every parody account of me, like, holy fuck. And you can't. They don't file charges against non-existent people on parody accounts, like, that you can't identify. Like, that's not a fucking thing, right? Like, it's either First Amendment or it's not. It can't be First Amendment when Aiden does it and not when it happens to you. I mean, make up your fucking mind. Pick a goddamn lane because it just doesn't make sense. The hair on my eyebrow is like lacking in that one spot for whatever reason. I need my eyebrows in so bad. It just, I can't, okay? Like, I can't. It's for me, it's like, why is it that we can't just like address the fact that the hypocrisy is there and that you don't like it? It's not cool, right? Why can't we address that? We're not going to do that? Oh, because why? Because it doesn't look good for you when you do that, right? If you say this is bad and I don't like this behavior, I think it's criminal, then it makes him look bad. because that would mean his behavior is criminal, right? So for me, it's that sort of gonna pander to him, but at the same time complain about the things that are happening. I mean, don't put your address on the internet. It's probably not that smart. Don't put your phone number on the internet. It's probably not fucking smart either. Like, get a Google number or something. You know what I mean? Like, if I did anything like that, I would get a Google number. I'm trying to figure out a time where we can do like a panel type sort of thing up here with a couple people I know. What the? These people are fucking insane. I can't even. All right. So what I'm seeing at least right now is Meredith is doing a thing at 8:30 tonight on YouTube. Is what it looks like. I don't know if we'll do a watch party or not. It's possible. I guess I would probably need to know. Yeah, double and triple standards. If there was interest in that, because if there is no interest in that, then I'm not gonna. You guys can just watch it from her thing. I'm not gonna do a watch party for no fucking reason. So you guys can tell me what you think, and I'll take the rest of the day to decide whether that's gonna be a thing or not. In the meantime, I will let you guys know when we're gonna be doing this like panel type thing. Well, I think that's done on purpose to kind of keep out, insane, crazy people. I mean, that would be my best guess, at least. But I'll wait to see how many of you have interest in that, because if there's no interest, I don't usually do nighttime, so it's hard for me to want to commit to doing like a nighttime stream if there's not interest and like, you know what I mean? But I'm more than willing to do it if, hold on a second, give me 1 second. All right, sorry, I had to pee before my bladder exploded, literally. I mean, no, that's not too much of a pain. I just want to make sure there's enough people for enough interest, because I don't want to go ahead and do one and there be like 10 people. You know what I mean? Like, I know most of you are here during the day, so most of my audience is like daytime people, but then there's also people who don't get to watch me during the day, they get to replay. And so I guess I'll give people until like 6-ish my time to like put in the comment section on this video or reach out to me personally and say like whether they want to do it or not. If they don't, they can just go there. If not, I'll do a watch party. It's up to you guys really, what you want to do. So, I mean, it's not too much of a pain in the ass for me. I can totally do it. I just need to know ahead of time, and I need to, plan. I need to plan. That means I got to make dinner earlier. You know what I mean? Like, I got to plan around it. So, hold on. But yeah, so I'll let other people decide in the comment section whether they want to do that or not. If they don't, that's cool. See you guys again tomorrow. If you do, then we'll just put it in the comment section, and I'll be able to read it or whatever. I get the alerts when someone puts a comment on, so I get them usually within like 3 minutes of it going on there. So if there is enough, then I'll do it. Jane says she'll watch. She'll be here. Yeah, I get it. I just want to make sure there's like enough interest. Sometimes we do those types of things, see if there's enough interest to do it. All right, I'll wrap this up. I am hungry and I need to like figure out how I'm going to the store and get some soup, because I am a hungry girl. And I cannot stomach something heavy, I don't think, at this point still. So I'm still just feeling, I can't decide now, because then it doesn't give everybody else the chance to, like, you know, watch me for the time being, like on replay once I'm not live anymore, and then say yes or not. I can't gauge it by just you guys that are in here right now, because there might be people in a few hours, more people in a few hours that might have that interest. Who is? Oh, you mean Meredith? Otherwise, believe me, I wouldn't decide right now if it was just. But I want to give other people the chance to be able to decide if they, you know, want to, or if they'd rather just. Yeah, I think there has to be a point to that. You know what I mean? There has to be a point to that, maybe to avoid him. Because he'll send all his little idiots. He'll use all his little, and he can't use his stock accounts when he's live. You know what I mean? I mean, he can, maybe one, but he wouldn't be able to use like multiple of them. So maybe that's the reason. I don't know. But hey, depends. All right. Well, I'm gonna wrap this up, and then, you know, I'll check the comments periodically. I like I said, I get the alerts on my phone when someone comments on a video, so I'll just keep checking them until about 6:30ish my time, Eastern Standard Time, and then if there's enough interest, I'll do it and I'll set it up, and I'll make the thumbnail or whatever, and I'll put it up around like 8. Otherwise, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm telling you, that's what I had last night: chicken noodle. That's probably what I'm gonna have today, maybe that or tomato chicken. I'm just gonna have to have soup, and like soup in a sandwich, soup in bread. Like that's. My stomach cannot handle anything big right now. So, all right. I love your stinking faces. I will see you guys soon. Everybody knows how to hit the like button on your way out. Very well appreciated. If you'd like to support independent media like ourselves, on people that don't have people breathing down their neck about what they're going to say and when they're going to say it and who they're going to say it about. If you like the fact that there's no reason for us to pander to anyone, you can show your love and support a bunch of different ways. The like button, subscribing, of course, sharing the video, hyping the video when it's not live anymore. Comment section is always a help as well when the videos are not live anymore. Once we're not live anymore, the comments on the videos definitely help YouTube sort of figure out that, okay, people are liking this video, and they send it out to more people. And then there are the monetary ways, which are always helpful to us because we rely solely on those to run our channel. So those ways are the same ways as always: Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, Revolut, Chime. We have a link in the description of our video along with all of these options, and in the chat pinned to the top, and it's for debit and credit cards. Use any debit or credit card. You can remain anonymous on any of them. I won't read your name out loud because that's just crazy. And enter any amount you want. I love your stinking faces, and I will see you all soon. Everybody have a fantastic rest of your day.